ancestors wrote the great mythos.
It's the Return of the Jedi in the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, and you were watching streaming Star Wars here on Beyond the Blast Doors, and we are so glad that we were having a Star Wars conversation with you on a Friday night. And the last 12 hours, we've all gone through so many shirts, I'm sure. And I'm not by myself on this wonderful adventure tonight. It's kind of the holiday special here at Beyond the Blast Doors, but we're also talking The Mandalorian and giving away cool prizes. I got my buddy Pete Fletcher with you. Pete, how are we doing after witnessing the green lightsaber, the crimson blade of Luke Skywalker on live action TV?
Holy cow. You know, it's funny. When we talked, I don't know, 6-7 weeks ago as a network, we said, let's do our holiday special on, I don't know, the 18th. That's the end of The Mandalorian. We'll have some stuff to talk about. It'll be fun. We had no idea that we were going to witness the epic. I mean, epic is like an understatement. You can't even put it into words. It was such a great, I'm still speechless as to what we saw from Star Wars. If Star Wars wasn't back, it came roaring back today, and that's even a foolish thing to say because it's been flying this entire season.
This is a day where literally everywhere you turn, at least from what I saw, you just saw pure joy. And there was something in this episode that people, no matter where they are on the spectrum of fandom, they can celebrate. I texted my dad, and I'm like, dude, did you watch? And he's like, we'll talk in 30 minutes. I'm getting a CT scan. I'm like, okay, priorities. So
I tweeted this morning. I was having DM conversations at 6 a.m. with people who follow me on Twitter who just suddenly were like, I have to talk to that guy about it. And because I was awake. So we're all like, it's amazing what Star Wars has done for people. And, you know, one of the best things I read this morning was, and this is a great point, 2020 has been such a mess, such a really just a difficult experience. And that's putting it the most mildly. And I realize that for some, it's been worse than just a mess. But the fact that we have spent the last 8 weeks as a community and just what Star Wars has given us and some joy, 45 minutes of, let's get away for a little bit. And boy, did we get carried away today. And we couldn't have asked. I really don't think we could have asked for a better season, to be honest.
You're absolutely right. We got Matthew, Apprentice Ewok. We got Nick. We got Nail. We got Andy. We got Sam. We got David. We've got Nick. We've got, the list goes on and on. Some new faces, some old faces, some familiar faces. We're just glad we're talking Star Wars with you tonight in the next 2 hours or potentially longer.
Yes, it could be. We're just so excited. We don't know what's going to
Don't hold us to anything other than maybe we'll maintain our dignity tonight. But we are going to talk about this episode of Mandalorian, what it means for the episode, the season, the series, Star Wars, the future. Just remember, did you remember 9 days ago, we got like 10 new titles, yes. 11 if you count the one a day. And then we're going to have some fun. We got our network Secret Santa that will, over the course of the night, each of us will open up our gifts. And when I say each of us, real quick, because we do have our guests standing by. Pete, are you wanting to show those off real quick?
I was just going to say, and we're also going to give these two things away tonight. We have a Black Series Ahsoka and a hard-to-find Mandalorian Funko Pop. But we'll tell you how to win that. Stick around with us the whole night, and we'll explain how you can get that done.
Bribing your affection and attention. That's what we do here on Beyond the Blast Doors.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm going to show you the cavalcade of characters that we have with you tonight. Joining us, we have Scotty J. Rowe. We have Shannon. We have Andy. We have Jerry. We're going to have a Josh, most with the most, at some point tonight. But this catalog of caricatures, we're all going to be talking Star Wars together tonight, and we're excited to do that. Scotty, I love that jacket.
You know it. It's the velvet jacket. It's the viral jacket, if you will.
What we're going to do...
Viral sensation, Scotty J. Rowe.
Oh my God, Andy, I'm obsessed with your facial hair. I will tell you that in the next couple of minutes, we are going to cycle back through this wonderful crowd of people. And we're going to have a celebration of not just this episode today, but the fandom. It's going to be a really great time. But we do have our guest standing by. Pete, you want to introduce our guest today?
Yeah, you know, I think at this point, this is his 4th or 5th appearance with us and other shows on Beyond the Blast Doors. I think we can almost call him. He's certainly an honorary member of Beyond the Blast Doors. The last time we had this guest on was the day that we had heard that Tamora Morrison was going to be part of The Mandalorian. We had a little conversation about that, and today he's decided that We're welcoming him back. Let's bring in our guest from ABC News, their Star Wars expert and national correspondent, Mr. Clayton Sandell. Clayton, how are you doing?
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm doing wonderfully fine, and reveling all this good Star Warsness that we've been blessed with here in the last couple hours.
And we can end the ugly sweater contest right now with that is a beautifully ugly sweater. I love it.
Wow, I'm a very serious person, gentlemen, and I feel that is reflected in one's wardrobe. So that is why I chose this for this evening. This is probably one of the few times I will even wear this season because nobody in my family will be seen in public with me at all. So this is I bless you with it. And this is there you go.
You got to show off the Boba Fett on the shoulder, though. The Boba Fett.
Oh yeah. No, it's got the whole thing. It's Boba Fett on the shoulder, the frogs here. Boba Fett on the elbow.
Don't eat the eggs.
Yeah, don't eat the eggs. Yeah, probably some eggs back there somewhere. But yeah, no, it's highly detailed, and highly embarrassing.
I got to ask Clayton just right off the top. The elephant. There's no elephant in the room. We know that we just saw Luke Skywalker on screen. This is the Mandalorian 2 season finale. But can you give us maybe an update, maybe on your heart rate right now or your fanboy level right now? How exciting is today? What does it mean to you to see this episode play out?
This show has had these moments that you cheer and you pump your fist in the air and you're like, that's great. And this one I think was the first one where I was truly speechless. I stayed up, watched it at 1 a.m. Mountain time here. So, by the time it ended, it was past 2 o'clock, and I just kind of sat there. And same thing that Pete you mentioned was like texting furiously with people about, oh my gosh, what did we just see? And so that went on for a long time, and I think that sort of conversation that kicked off after that episode ended was like none other. And it really was it just kind of left me speechless. I couldn't sleep afterwards. I got done, and like I said, it was like 2:30, 2:40 by the time I crawled into bed, and I was awake. I was just like stunned at what we had seen, because it was just this was the Luke Skywalker from our childhood. This was the Luke that when he walks in and he takes off that hood, he was very much that Luke from Return of the Jedi when he walks in there and confronts Jabba the Hutt. So it was just a stunning moment, and it was such a huge moment for me that I didn't actually think it was him at the very beginning. I thought maybe we were going to be tricked into thinking it was him. I thought, well, some others have green lightsabers. And the moment for me that I knew what was coming was when I saw the gloved hand, right?
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't the green blade. It wasn't, it wasn't the cloak. It wasn't the green blade. It was the gloved hand. And at that point I went, all right, buckle up. Here we go. This is it. How are they going to do it? How are they going to pull it off? Is it going to be an actor that kind of looks like him, or are they going to go full CGI and try and pull this off? So, hugely significant moment.
It's funny you say that, because I was telling everybody before you got on that both my kids and I were watching. The methodology has been for the last 8 weeks for me to wake up early. I watch it myself, and then the Friday evening we watch it. And both my kids, when Luke showed up, were going back and forth. My daughter was like, "That's Ahsoka," and my son was like, "No, that's Luke Skywalker." And they went back and forth and back and forth. It was great, because, like you said, those of us who grew up with Star Wars, or not even grew up just as Star Wars, just fans, uber fans, was like, this can't be Luke. Is this going to be Luke? This can't be Luke. That's not Luke. It's Luke. Is that so? You're 100% right. It was such a great delivery of it as well.
Real quick, I want to shout out Gannon136 in the live chat. He threw in a super chat. He can't call in, but he wanted to send some supplemental income for Clayton for taking time out of his busy ABC schedule. After seeing that moment in chapter 16, to quote Anakin in The Phantom Menace, this is tense. So Patrick, thanks for that.
Extremely tense.
When my question to you right now, Clayton, is there's a lot of excitement about this post Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker in this show. Did you feel, now that we're 12 hours after witnessing this episode 5 times, maybe for some of us here, do you feel like it took away something from the Mandalorian, or do you think it really enhances it? Because to me, I feel like this is a really nice seasoning on a steak, that he comes in, he drops a really great sequence, taking down those Dark Troopers, and then he gets out of there. I feel it only complements it. How did you perceive this?
I'm of two minds a little bit. I mean, first of all, I think it did complement it in the sense that I felt like this was the first or one of the best examples of bringing together an iconic character from the original trilogy in the same room, literally in the same room, with characters from the animated shows, and other realms. It sort of felt like it sort of brought all of Star Wars together around this one iconic character. On the other hand, people had some very valid criticisms online today that that this is here, we're sort of getting back to the Skywalker story a little bit, where rather than just sort of having this be its separate thing. But I think the way that they have brought in other characters like Bo-Katan and Ahsoka Tano from other stories, I think it makes sense to bring Luke in ultimately, and what a way to do it.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of fun for me. I've rambled off enough about it, but I thought it had to be Luke, and we'll let that person explain it here in a couple of minutes. But it had to be Luke because there's no other Jedi that could train Grogu. We'll explain that here later on in the show. Okay. But we want to bring in some friends here because it's just not Pete and I. And Clayton's going to have to take, press row here. We're going to have questions lined up the door here. But I want to bring in, let's see, here we got, who do we want to bring in here first? We'll bring in Scotty, and we'll bring in Shannon and Andy and Jerry, and we'll do this. And look at this. Everybody's here. How's everybody doing again tonight? Wow, that was like there was like no enthusiasm there whatsoever. Come on, family. This is the holiday special. Where's the eggnog, Pete? You're supposed to bring the eggnog.
Oh, I know.
I'll go with the holiday spirit. He is risen. Luke Skywalker is risen. He is risen.
Risen indeed.
Yes.
Scotty, you had a question that you wanted to throw out there. What do you got, bud?
All right, so here's the deal. All right. Now, Jerry was there for this. No one else was there for this. But Bombad Cast Recorder episode tomorrow, and it drops tomorrow, okay? This episode deals a lot with the Disney acquisition, kind of a retrospective, back in 2012, right? And here we are. The only thing they promised us back then on paper and on the website was we were going to get a theme park, a few spin-off movies, and the sequel trilogy, right? That was guaranteed. Now, we're in a very different era of Star Wars. So I've been thinking about it a lot today. I really do believe this is the manifestation of that dream that we all had back in 2012, right? Here we are 8 years later, and the strategy has been very different, obviously. I mean, literally last Thursday, we got an actual slate of information, which we've never gotten before, ever, okay? And we get title cards, descriptions, all of it, right? And here we are today, much to our surprise, getting another show in less than a year from now, right? How crazy is that? So the reason why I bring all that up is because, Clayton, when you were told or when you found out or whenever you discovered that the acquisition had occurred, what was your immediate thought? Did you ever think we would get what we got today? Ever, at any point?
No. And in fact, as a kid, I thought Return of the Jedi was it, right? Like that's kind of where I thought we were done after Jedi, and so I didn't want that to be the case, and so we may have talked about it on this show before that's why I kind of turned toward wanting to know everything about the behind the scenes, and so it was like the movies were gone. Now I wanted to go back and learn about how they were made, and so that's kind of where my focus was and my interest was for years. And when the acquisition happened, it was like I've described it as like a reawakening of my fandom. I had not, I'd always loved Star Wars, but I wouldn't say that I was a hugely active fan. I had never gone to a celebration until 2015 in Anaheim, and so it was a brand brand spanking new world for me, both sort of, personally, and then as it turned out, more professionally. But yeah, it was huge, absolutely huge. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. This is sort of what we were promised. This was, this is the weaving together of all of these different stories that weren't around back then. And I think overall the way they're doing it is pretty great.
This whole past season was like that. It was just perfect. It's like there was no, and I said this before, it felt like there was no prequel trilogy, no original trilogy, and no sequel trilogy. For the very first time in Star Wars, it's been an actual, it's all of it at once.
Yeah.
Your brain could completely suspend the fact that it's no longer broken up into separate things. We are in the universe now. We are no longer strictly thinking OT, PT, ST, whatever. We are really there.
It's interesting because Leslie Headland's quote, which resurfaced this week, about saying, when people ask her what her favorite Star Wars movie is, she can't say. It's just Star Wars. And
yes,
and that's what I think that's a really great observation, Scotty, because that's exactly where it is. And now when you watch it with, I keep going back to watching it with my kids. To them, they're getting Ahsoka from prequel trilogy in Clone Wars and their Star Wars and connections to the sequel trilogy. And of course, the OT fans, we're just like, we're living in our sandbox with our action figures.
Yes.
Well, for that reason, Pete, right now is the best time in history to be a Star Wars fan.
It is.
Because we've got all the stuff from before, and now we've got a path to a ton of stuff in our future, and every generation of Star Wars fans has something to be excited about. And so it's just it is Star Wars Nirvana right now.
It is.
Hey, happening right now on Beyond the Blast Doors Live. If you're just joining us, because we had a couple people just join, welcome into our holiday special. Clayton Sandell with ABC. He's a national correspondent, and you might have recognized his name because a couple days ago, was it yesterday even? Did you drop the Empire Strikes Back behind the scenes footage, Clayton?
Yeah, that was Tuesday. Yeah, that was on Tuesday.
That seemed forever ago.
And talk about but talk about being in Star Wars Nirvana, because not only did we just last week, as you guys get all of this content that I think is going to be giving us Star Wars till like the year 2063 or something like that. We got when we dropped that clip of the behind the scenes stuff from Empire, I was shocked at how much interest there was in it. It went completely bonkers for us. I think I put out maybe one or two tweets about it and was retweeted like 4,000 times, which has never happened to me ever. That by far and away is the most retweeted thing I've ever put out there. And I think you're right. It just kind of shows that the original trilogy and reformed prequelists like me and the people who grew up on the animation, and this is a great time to be alive in the Star Wars fandom. It really is.
And we want to stay with that thought real quick. Pete's going to bring up a question from the live chat, but first I want to bring in Arzu Amin, and we got Josh in here as well. Literally could not fit more people on this live show.
Nice.
But they're joining us here. We got the whole network here. And we have a question here from Albie Player One. Pete, you want to throw this out real quick?
Sure. Yeah. Albie's asking, Clayton, what future Star Wars property are you most excited for based on the dartboard of amazing titles that we saw last week? Oh, and possibly this morning.
I think for me, it is the film that Patty Jenkins is in charge of. And I think that for me, the reason I'm so excited about that film is that she seems so excited about it. I loved that video that they put out with her describing. I've been looking for the perfect fighter squadron movie to do to sort of, as she suggested, honor her father, who was a fighter pilot, decorated Vietnam fighter pilot, who died when she was 7 in a crash. And so to me, her passion really, really shone through in that, I mean, obviously it was a sort of a highly produced clip with the X-Wing that she walks off to in the background there. But for me, that's what I am most excited about.
something we've talked about on the network quite a bit the last couple of weeks is how it feels like there's this momentum building towards a Star Wars streaming universe. So Marvel has the MCU, and over the last couple of years, you get a Kevin Feige, you get a Peyton Reed, who did a tremendous job directing this episode and the one prior in this season. You get a Patty Jenkins. Now she's from DC, but you're getting this like icon or Titan status kind of talent coming into Star Wars. Again, we've already talked about how it's an exciting time, but do you get the sense that as we see these spinoffs starting to come out of The Mandalorian, do you feel like that streaming universe is developing where there's that interconnectivity weave through?
Yeah, I do. And I'm reminded of a conversation I actually had with Dave Filoni in Orlando, at Celebration Orlando. And that is when I believe it was they had announced the last that would have been when they announced the last season of Rebels, right?
Yes.
And we had just learned in Rogue One that, you know, the Ghost was in there a couple of times. And so I asked him a question. I said, is it possible that, you know, is it possible that Rebels culminates at the Battle of Scarif? And it was funny because he said that he had never been asked that question and he hadn't really thought about it because he wanted Rebels to exist in this place where it could be its own story, and it didn't need to rely on, you know, what happened in Rogue One or what happened in another property. And I kind of feel like that definitely has shifted now because you see the interconnectedness of in just the Mandalorian here, and so I definitely think it's shifted toward that.
I guess I'm sitting here stunned because I still can't believe. I was talking to my dad earlier today. I mentioned that already, and he's just like, I didn't think that we would see this much Star Wars content announced at one time, planned out as far ahead as it's been. So for a fan that's, you know, 65, 66 years old, he's thrilled, and I think that that's probably the sentiment that we have, you know, across the fandom right now.
And I think it's probably maybe a little obvious, but I think that, you know, one of the reasons we got all of this now, it's almost like that announcement last week was celebration for over 4 days, like squeezed down into, you know, one hour-long presentation. So, but it was great. It was kind of like I described it as sort of drinking from the Star Wars fire hose a little bit.
I guess I keep firing the questions. If anyone has a question, obviously, guys, fire them into Clayton. We're taking live questions from the live chat, of course. You know, you mentioned how Dave first saw Rebels being its own thing and kind of existing as its own story, but we're seeing threads of that now here in The Mandalorian where, you know, you get the shout out of Thrawn, you see Ahsoka, she's getting her own spinoff series. What's your thoughts about Thrawn? I don't know what you know or what you don't know, but would you envision he being a villain of this series, potentially a bigger bad than Moff Gideon, or do you think that he might be getting saved for that Ahsoka live action series?
That's a really good question. If you'd asked me before that Disney investor presentation last week, I would have said that I would have totally expected him to show up in The Mandalorian. I didn't know, you know, I didn't really, I had no knowledge of an Ahsoka series even coming. So, you know, but that could be, I think that's a good point. Maybe they should save him because I feel like there's a lot of untapped sort of villainy that we haven't even gotten to in The Mandalorian yet. So it might be a lot for Thrawn to show up in The Mandalorian. But, you know, again, maybe there's going to be, it seems we've now, you talk about the MCU, it seems we've now gotten into post-credit scenes. So would it shock me if Thrawn shows up in a post-credit scene somewhere in The Mandalorian? No.
Hoping for some Crimson Dawn action too, the way that Boba Fett sat on that throne.
Oh man, yeah.
But
sure.
Can we get into that postseason? I feel like Andy here was maybe the most excited of all of us regarding that post-credit scene. Oh, we have a question from Sam.
Well, it's directly related as well, and maybe we start with this, and then we'll go to Andy. You know, the question here is, how do you see the Book of Boba fitting in December 21 when we're also looking at December 21 for Mando season 3?
Yeah, you know, it seems to be, and I don't know if I haven't seen anything official on this. To me, and you guys weigh in too. It seems to me like there was a little bit of confusion whether this was a departure from the main storyline of The Mandalorian, and we're going to get like Boba Fett, or if this is actually a separate series or limited series or something? I'm not entirely clear.
Yeah, I mean, my theory is that it may be a feature film for Disney Plus, right? I
Right.
mean, it could be something as simple as that. But
right. So that could be very cool. But how cool was that scene? I mean, come on.
Oh, dude. Literally, the one thing that I shouldn't have read in the credits was they said Matthew Wood, Bib Fortuna. And I'm like, where did we get Bib Fortuna at? You know, I was like, that didn't, he was nowhere in that episode. And then literally the Tatooine sons show up and he walks in. Here's Bib Fortuna, huge.
And
He's like, I was like, that is so sick. How
looking
sick
like
was that?
looking like Orn Frita, man. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they clearly been feeding him well. Yeah.
Andy,
Andy, what's your take on that scene, man? Because you were telling me that was some peak. I mean, Boba Fett is one of your favorite characters.
Yes. So the Jabba's palace scene. Okay, first of all, from a collector standpoint, you got a Weequay, a Nikto, Reese, Squid Head. The backup singer from the special editions was in the background. Bib Fortuna. You got a dancer on a chain, just like. I mean, things haven't changed a whole lot. Just another person put a throne on the throne, right? So, and by the way, did anybody get just the slightest apprehension in their chest when Fennec Shand stood on the? Like, don't stand there. Don't stand there.
Yeah.
but for I shared this morning that like. I know it hasn't even been 24 hours since Jeremy Bulloch has passed away. And he was the guy that wore the suit for Boba in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And I hope and pray that he was able to see or at least be told about Boba coming back, becoming a Force again. And in The Mandalorian, like it would have been enough just to know that he was alive again. At the end, at the very last scene of the first episode in season 2, like we got that nod, we got that payoff finally after 40 years. He's still alive, but then to bring him back to be a badass still, and they showed that to us first as viewers. They showed that to us. He's back and he's still a force to be reckoned with. And now that he is going to have the book of Boba Fett. Now Boba's going to show everybody in the galaxy that he's back and he's a force to be reckoned with. And I could not be more excited about it.
Oh my God.
I got chills on my arm. I mean, just because it's just I can't believe like it's all here. And also, like, Pete, I think you made the point, like, great on Disney for not cashing the entire cow on Thursday and saving a little fun for after this episode. I mean, it's just crazy cool. Okay, don't have a reaction to that. Okay, well, moving along here. I feel like I think we're all talking to myself.
I'm trying to be polite because I'm usually talking over everyone. So there we go. Yeah,
but you're well behaved.
It was. I think I sent a message to you guys this morning. You know, one of my points was that sadly, the day after Jeremy Bulloch passes, Boba Fett is literally sitting on a throne, and
back.
And is there? I mean, we brought up the picture before. I mean, is there a better? This is the Boba Fett image that, like, it feels like it should have been on one of the paperback novels from the '90s that were just coming out every 4 weeks.
It looks like it's like a cover of one of the comics. Like back in the day, was it Boba Fett Tales, Bounty Hunter Tales? Andy, what was it? Yeah, like that's what it feels like we're gonna get.
We got a cool question here from Scuba Pete. I don't think it's Pete Fletzer's burner account, but I think there's one of the question for Clayton with the Tidarium shuttle behind you on the wall. Yes. How sweet was it to see it in action again? Very cool Return of the Jedi feel to them using it to sneak aboard.
I yelled out loud because it is one of my favorite it's one of my favorite ships from the original trilogy, and to see it in action, trying to get away from Boba Fett's ship was awesome. And I'm very, I mean, it's why it's sort of the centerpiece of this wall. I made it the centerpiece of this wall. I got it over the summer from a guy here in Colorado that was selling it. And I loved it. It was great. It was totally cool. It looked I sort of thought it looked a little odd to me in the video. I don't know if you guys agree, but maybe the lower wings seemed a little narrow in the video in the show. There was something slightly off, but to see it was fantastic. I loved it. It was so cool.
I love the whole plan. Go ahead.
And to see it in that shot with Slave One and with Ahsoka's Mandalorian fighter and then the shuttle, right? Just that one glimpse. It's like 3 of the coolest ships, like that you could put in a scene together. And it was there were so many nods to vintage toys in this episode, more so than usual. And I think the thing, Clayton, if I can put words in your mouth, is that it looked a little funny because it looks exactly like the toy looks. It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, even from the reverse, it has that rounded with the 2 lights, and I mean, it in every way, it's like they just threw a ship, a toy, and then they animated it on some digitally, and then it's just the toy. That's all it is, and that's why it looks funny, because you're like, well, that looks like the 1983 version of the thing that I have that doesn't, I mean, at least the Slave One looks like the vintage collection version, which was 2008, so I mean, that's a little inside baseball, but there was just so many nods.
When you get that collection behind you, when you get it assessed, you want to call Andy here. He's going to help.
Okay, great. I'm late to the party, Mr. Sandell. I'm late to the party, but Andy, have we already reviewed Clayton's background yet or not?
We haven't. There was about a year ago. Of course, you wouldn't know this, but I reached out and said, "Hey, we feature collections. Would you mind if we? I know you got something." And you're like, and I think actually what you were doing is putting that wall together. You're like, well, I don't have things kind of set up right now, but maybe sometime down the road. And so I think we're there, Clayton. I think we're there.
Yeah, no, we're getting, and I don't know, I'm not I truly am not a Steve Sansweet Jr. or anything like that. You walk into our house and you would never know, walking in the front door that I was a Star Wars fan, because there's nothing in there. The only stuff I have up and out is this one wall of my office in the basement. And so,
like most of us,
a lot of this, and really, it just sort of started very sort of casually looking on like Facebook Marketplace for stuff. And, it's nothing here is precious or valuable, because my son will come in here and he'll be like, hey, can I take the X-Wing off the wing and play with the X-Wing? He's like, yeah, sure. I mean, this stuff is meant to be played with, right?
Yes.
I want him to, play with it and have fun with it. And so somebody asked me, oh, is that all, Kenner or Hasbro stuff? And I was like, sure, I don't know. Maybe it is
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Warsy stuff.
Josh and Andy can itemize that for you if you need it.
You're off to a great start, Clayton. You're off to a great start. Keep it up.
I'm gonna need somebody to assess it for me for sure.
Another wall in 2021. That's your goal.
Make that a hashtag.
We are at that 25-minute-ish mark that we told Clayton about. He was. Clayton, you've been great to give us your time. And before we let you go,
yes, thank you.
One question, and this is the exit. Is there anything we haven't asked you or you haven't said about Star Wars? Again, we don't know what you know or what you don't know that you'd like to say before you head out here tonight.
They tell me they tell me nothing. I have no idea anything special or cool beyond what you guys have heard. I mean, I was just kind of blown away, and I'm gonna tune in to see what you guys have to say about Luke coming back. It was an amazing sort of moment, amazing finale.
You can hang out with us if you want.
I have one question for you guys though before I go, because I'm dying to know what was going on between R2-D2 and Grogu. This moment, right? That they seem to have this entire thing, and it's like, and I was sort of trying to think back. Is it possible during Order 66 that R2?
This is it.
Yeah.
Think about the color scheme of this ball was the exact color scheme of R2. Remember the one he played with the entire time on the Razor Breads? Literally the blue thing on the top, the silver cone around it. I think when Grogu looked at it, he said, That's a bigger version
Holy
of
cow.
what I've always wanted to play
That
with.
is a great catch.
Gotti, you maniacal genius, you.
But
Wow.
you gotta realize it. Like,
R2 was around. R2 was around when Grogu
That's
was at the
also true.
temple.
Yes, he
What do
was.
you-
That is
what do you
also
think
true.
there? Yeah, does it make sense?
I think Shannon's got a thought.
And so I think so does Arzu, but I was gonna say I was wondering, it's like he obviously remembers Dagobah as well and Yoda, so he's like, hang on a second. So I'm taking more from the R2D2 perspective, and he's like, that's why he does another, like he kind of tilts forward, like he's having another look, kind of like, hang on a second, you're a lot
Why
smaller.
didn't he shock him then? Wouldn't that have been great if R2 just zapped him right then? Like, I remember
You're going to
Give
steal
me
my
that lamp
lamp.
back. Give me that lamp.
That's great.
Now, one thing too, I gotta bring up, how poetic is this? Because the classic George Lucas, it's like poetry, it rhymes, right? How crazy is that Luke was trained by that species, right? That was like his real master besides Obi-Wan. But now Luke is going to train that next generation of that species. Sitting there the whole time thinking, how deep, that's literally so George Lucas and Dave and John, but like he's looking at it and he is just like, this is, and he says, I'll protect him with my life,
Mhm.
I'm sure he says it about every Jedi, but I think something in him now really says it, What a special thing we got today. Like, seriously, y'all. It's tremendous.
I love
And
when
I
that
think-
Baton Rouge comes out on you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tremendous, yeah.
Very cool.
Well,
It's just
there
it's
you go.
just been this crazy emotional time, hasn't it? I mean, just that we lost Jeremy Bullock just yesterday, David Prowse a few weeks ago. Yet we've got all this Star Wars coming our way, which it seems to be alive and well, and it's very exciting time to be doing this.
I don't know how many people
Absolutely.
did. Real quick before did you cry a little bit? Because I cried.
Oh,
you cry a little
yeah.
Who cried? Pete, you cried. Raise both hands. Yeah, that's right.
The helmet scene was
Yes.
so incredible.
Oh, that was good.
That's when you
I-
cried?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like when the helmet came out, because I'm not crying at anything else. Like, it's Luke Skywalker. I'm not gonna cry. It's cool. But like when he like takes off the helmet, he's looking at him, and then Grogu's like, oh, like almost like there you are, and he's like touching his feet, and then he like closes his eyes because he can't believe he's about to say goodbye to him. And then,
It
but
was
the
like
thing
this.
is, it's peak parenting because he doesn't
Yeah.
actually let himself cry until his kid is like, until his kid can't see him. Like it's only when Luke gets in the elevator that Din lets himself cry because Grogu, like he can see his face, but he can't see that he's crying because he's telling him, "Don't be afraid, you have to go, buddy." And he knows if Grogu sees him crying, it's gonna throw that doubt in his head, and he doesn't want to do that because he knows this is what's best for his son.
Let's all cry together.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
wait.
man. I want to go hug my kid.
It's the Shmi Anakin thing. You got to see it in a different light, We saw this bond, whereas the Phantom Menace, you don't see the bond as much, but it's the same thing, And who's to say that Grogu could go down a dark path because that attachment is there. That's what led Anakin to his demise, right? So we've got, and you know what? I got to address this. I think it's super important to address this, okay? And I get on my high horse every now and then, but he's not gonna die. You can't convince me otherwise. That is printable money. Literally, look at on my desk alone. He is Chewbacca. He is R2. He is 3PO. He is BB-8.
Razor crest. Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
He is. But I mean, look at Clayton.
I have a lot of
look
Luke
at Clayton's brother.
Skywalkers too, and Darth Vader's.
Let me explain.
Well,
This is printable money.
Sebulba's. He might be alive. I don't know.
Look, Clayton's getting his out. See, you have to realize this.
That's good.
I get the continuity thing. I get it. I love it. But at the same exact time, he's gone out the temple before somehow. Who's to say he's not going to get out again when Ben goes nuts, right? I mean, I get it. I really get it. But
Maybe he's the maybe. What if they spin it and he's the bully? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say
That
they're
would
not
be
gonna leave
great.
him there for like between now and like the 10 to 15 years from now when
No.
not Ben, Snoke blows up the temple. They're not gonna leave him there that long.
Nope.
Like
Yep.
Din's gonna go get him because, like Scotty says, it's printable money. It is also printable money to have new child merch. They can't just like reuse what they already have. They're gonna want him back in the show eventually. So if they got him like parked with Luke for now, so that Din can go do his Mandalore thing without needing a babysitter, and then go back for Grogu, then Grogu is like learned, he's got some powers, he can like contribute to the team, and then they can continue to print cash directly out of our debit cards.
Are you saying? Do you think that prepubescent
I don't think
Grogu is
that
going
wrong.
to sell as well as the child? Because I don't.
This
isn't.
It's gonna be him saying like a couple of simple words. He's not gonna be like teenage Groot or whatever from like the.
I was gonna say this isn't Groot.
He was gonna go Mando, and I was gonna be like, it's done. I gotta have it.
We'll all be buying Baby Zit merchandise in no time. It'll be great.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that the fate of Grogu goes right to Bob Chapek's office and Bob Iger. You know, it's like, they gotta
It's a
sign
smart
off.
man.
Yeah,
It's a smart man.
Clayton, I said one more question. It turned into a 10-minute conversation, and
no problem.
We appreciate every minute, Clayton. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for what you do for the fandom. Because when people want to know the latest and greatest, it's usually has your name attached, and so we sincerely appreciate it.
Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on, and it was great to meet all of you. I'll keep listening. I've got to go upstairs. My wife's calling me for dinner. But
we got him in trouble.
Let's let's do this again when it's not a filler episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
If that's a filler episode for Clayton, I don't know what's a real episode, but all right, whatever.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. See you later.
Take care.
See you, Clayton.
ABC national correspondent joining us here on Beyond the Blast Doors. What a real treat to have him with us, guys. That was
so much fun.
That was a great conversation.
Wow.
That was fun. And hey, happy end of season 2 Mandalorian Day to all of you, since now we can all talk openly.
All right. In the
Now
room?
that Clayton's
Oh
gone.
gosh.
All right.
All right.
He was
I felt
like,
like, I
unbutton-
felt like I
here
was
we go.
on ABC.
he was like, listen, everybody.
Take the belts off. We're good.
Well, yeah, he was like, guys, we got to stay real buttoned up. And I'm like, Clayton's kind of a more casual guy. I think he would be okay with a little blue humor. And he's like, no, we are going to keep it clean. And we keep it pretty clean.
All right, Joe, we did good.
My goodness. Real quick, what were you going to say, Pete?
No, I had nothing left to say. It was just so much fun. He's a great guy. He's been like I said, I think he's an honorary Beyond the Blast Doors host at this point, and
absolutely
just so happy to have him. And his point of view, and this is one of the things I think we've said it on all of our shows at one point or another, that one of the amazing things about Star Wars right now is not only the creators, but the people covering it and people who are involved in any way. You know, ABC is of course a Disney-owned property, but anybody who's involved, just they love it. They do it because they love it. This is why there's 746,000 Star Wars podcasts, right? That's why there's 74 other live streams happening right this second, because there's so much love for this franchise. And I love it when you talk to Clayton, when you talk to any of the guests that we have on our shows, and it's pure love. This is not a job for anybody who's involved in this, and it comes from a place of passion, and it emanates from talking to people like Clayton, and Clayton is just so much fun to talk to, and we're really lucky that he joined us for our holiday extravaganza.
It's our holiday extravaganza here on Beyond the Blast Doors Live. 44 people watching with us right now. Thank you for making us part of your Friday night. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Engage the bell, as Josh and Andy say, so that way you're the first to know when we go live, or we have new videos for you to enjoy. We are now we're transitioning now. We have holiday Secret Santa. We have this freaking show, and we have the call-in. We are taking your calls right now.
I will share the if you check in the chat, I'm going to drop the invite on there so we can get you into the show. Thank you for reminding me, David. That's the key. And I'll tell you what, we have 41 people watching right now on YouTube. If that number hits 50, we will give away our first of our holiday gifts. So let's get out there. Go out there on Twitter or social, wherever you go. Share this with hashtag BTPD holiday. How's that sound? And we'll pick a winner from that when we hit 50. So I'll be watching that corner of what we see here in the studio, and we'll go from there. And I'm going to drop the link to join us in the studio or in the call right away. And Scotty is dying to say something. I can see.
Yes. Okay. My buddy Eric. Okay.
He's
so let me tell you,
days.
I think we should share our stories from watching this, because I think it's an important thing. Now, only the network knows this right now, but I've been up since 1 a.m. and you currently it's 9 p.m. So it's
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. With that being said, sorry guys. I was watching that with Eric
1 a.m.
at 2 a.m. Okay, and literally, it's just been such a cool thing to watch unfold on social media, right? I mean, this was insane. A post-credit scene in a Star Wars product. That was literally like people had gotten up and gone to the bathroom where I was watching this at, right?
Mhm.
Literally, like it was such a special moment. And I agree so much with what Eric says right there. Last night showed the care that will be given to all the upcoming shows. And that's no knock on any of the sequels. It's no knock on Rogue One or Solo, but what we got today was definitive proof that it's not just for us, right? But it's also for the sake of storytelling, okay? We are in such a good spot right now for Star Wars, y'all. It's just so incredible. What was y'all's experiences like? Shannon, let's hear yours. Did you have a crazy one or no?
It's funny because like ours hits in the UK probably about 7 a.m. and I hadn't even woken up yet, and like the better half was like, get up, it's season finale. I was like, okay. And I'm like eating cereal and like watching it and everything, and like my better half, like when the X-Wing came in, was screaming for like the continuation of 5 minutes. It's Luke, it's Luke, and I was like, shut up. Because I'll be honest, I was in that camp at first. I was like, oh, I don't want it to be Luke. However, I'm okay with it. I'm not raining on anyone's parade, but and then like we missed the closing credits scene. But then we watched that whole exchange with Din and Grogu, and then all of a sudden it was just kind of like, holy crap. And I was more like on the edge of my seat, kind of like, what? So yeah, it's amazing.
Josh, you have the glasses on.
I do. I had a request from the chat to put them on because Friday nights are when you turn out the lights, baby, and that's what I'm doing. I can't see any of you right now. So
you're much better
you know
off.
what we look like. It's fine.
Cheers. Yeah, you
there
see
it is. Yep. My boy Matt, he'll keep me on the straight and narrow. But my experience was a ton of fun because I got to enjoy it with my good buddy Andy and his boy, which was so much more fun. So I mean, we did the Disney. If you guys didn't know this, I'm sure you all do. You can do a party watch through Disney Plus, which is awesome. Like you use your phone to access it. So cool. And then it was me, Andy, and his boy on a Facebook audio call. Except Andy, he had his video on for some reason. But me and his son had figured out how to turn our camera off to save bandwidth. But we were just, every now and then hooting and hollering. At one point, Andy's son was like, hey, can one of you guys mute your phones? I'm getting a lot of echo here, which was good. So we got a good producer in the works here. But he also just came in and said, I told you, because he had his own Luke theory. Now, like his father, he theory crafts, and I don't know if he presses it upon everybody as strongly as Andy, but no, it was such a cool thing to do, and I enjoyed spending that time with Andy and his boy, and just saying wow, I think 1,000 times. 1,000 times.
I love it. Hey, real quick, before we go on further, I would think that now is the time because we have 4 callers standing by.
Do it.
Let's do our first Secret Santa first, though.
Okay.
And I want Arzu to go first.
Okay.
Arzu, I want you to reveal your Secret Santa, and then what's happening? Is she going to unveil it? Is she going to open a gift?
I'm going to give everybody who's joined us who's watching. Thank you all. First of all, for everybody who's watching, I would just name off names, but we do want to be off of here by like 1 or 2 in the morning East Coast time. So first of all, thank you for everybody hanging out. So what we did as a network, we all got together. And I think we lost somebody. Did we lose? We lost Andy.
Yeah, Shannon.
Shannon.
Had to go to the kitchen.
Had to get a sandwich, but what we did was we all drew names. Actually, Arzu ran the app. She drew the names for everybody, and we may know who we got it from, may or may not know who we got it from. But
let me pull up no, everybody's here. They can just say it was them. I was going to get out my list.
Yeah, we certainly we may or may not know who we got it from, but we don't know what's in the box until tonight. It's there's a little bit of danger here. Who knows what's in the box? And so ours is
you saying there might be like a bomb in one, like Christmas or whatever the Arnold Schwarzenegger vehicle,
right?
Size matters not with these gifts.
Vehicle.
I'm noticing a lot of big boxes. Size matter not, okay? Listen, it could be something really big in these smaller boxes, all right?
So,
Arzu, it's your floor.
Well, I'm also like cheating slightly because I knew who mine was like
That's
before
totally
the name went out, but just because I had to tell Shannon that she was
the Santa picker. If that's
The super unsecret Santa coming up here.
I do this with my family too. I'm always the one who knows. So
Let's see it. Let's get this big screen.
Can we put this on for next year? That we're going to be if she does it for
a packet.
Oh,
here.
Is this a?
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's in her pajamas.
It's a.
Oh my god, I love it.
Oh
yeah! So much.
What is it?
That's awesome.
It's the Shakespeare Last Jedi.
Yes, there we go. That's what I thought it was. Okay.
So my English lit major self and my Last Jedi loving self are both extremely happy right now.
Oh my gosh, that's so freaking awesome.
Thank you,
Awesome. Who is that? Is precious.
It was Shannon. I know it was Shannon. I had to tell her that she was my secret Santa.
That's perfect.
So precious.
That is awesome. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, that's the book that's written Shakespearean, right? And like,
hold it up to the camera. Hold it up to the camera.
What?
Just kicked me right out. I said, let's read Shakespeare, and they kicked me right out of the group.
Don't say Shakespeare.
I mean, if y'all give me a scene, I will find it and tell you what it
Let's do that later. So,
yes.
Isn't it an iambic pentameter?
The whole thing is in iambic pentameter. The whole thing.
Wow.
It's amazing. They're so good. And like the Rise of Skywalker one, all of like Rey and Ben's stuff pulls a lot from like Romeo and Juliet, like Thus with a Kiss and all that stuff. So it's so well done.
That's
so
sick.
That is beautiful. That's beautiful.
Awesome. Well,
damn good gift.
That's going to be really hard to beat. Now I'm really self-conscious about who I got someone else.
If I may, viral sensation Scotty J. Rowe, if I may disagree with you, if someone is watching this show and they don't know what Shakespeare Star Wars is, they're my parents who are probably watching right now. So, just to clarify.
Hello to Jerry's parents.
Jerry's parents are good
people. Hello,
people.
Jerry's parents. Yep. Keeping it clean. There you go.
Shannon, a Merry Christmas to you, our friend from Canada. Thank you so much for being here, and Merry Christmas to you. I hope that, I was about to say, I hope that gift serves you well. You're going to read the thing probably by the end of tomorrow, right? I mean, you're going to binge that.
Well, I'm
before
out
we're
of
done
canon
today.
books on my blog, so I'm thinking next year I might do one on the Shakespeare series.
Awesome.
Nice.
And one thing I want to say,
finish all the canon stuff, so it's just novelizations in High Republic now. So
you got to realize this, for anyone that's just tuning in, Arzu is the newest member of this family, and I will say this: she has brought such a good perspective for us personally. When we talk in our chat every day, I want to say how thankful I am for the fact that she's a part of this right now. Because honestly, like, I've been wanting some fresh perspectives and some fresh attitude, and this, I swear, Arzu just brings it. So, Arzu, you were probably the best gift of 2020. I'm not even kidding.
Damn.
If this is going to be our...
Oh, brother, can we just... Yeah.
I'm serious.
If this is Arzu Appreciation Hour for a second, then I want to say how much I appreciate your opinions, because they most of the time are the same as mine. And we haven't got to talk much yet, Arzu, so I'm glad you're here. Seriously.
We'll do like speed dating for the network one time on a live stream, and we'll get to know each other real well. We'll do that.
Speed, okay.
Pete, I think we have a caller standing by. You want to introduce our first caller?
Oh, sure. I'm pouring a beer. We have. I'll tell you.
Josh, you want to introduce the first caller?
No, I got it because
he's a professional.
He's not as think as you drunk he is.
I can think and drink at the same time. So our first caller is a guy. I was actually just on his show a couple weeks ago at the Nerd Academy. I want to bring it.
Oh, snap.
Friend
Scotty, stay away from the closet. Stay away from the prop closet.
Friend
no!
show, Mr. Jared, the Dark Jedi. Jared, how you doing, buddy?
Howdy, everybody. Hello from the Nerd Academy. I'm so happy I finally get to call into this show. Oh, God, he's away from the desk. Okay.
I know. I told you.
We might have to
So, real quick, I need to say, if we're keeping clean because Jerry's paranoid, we can't talk about what our group chat on Twitter looks like.
You know
At
what?
all.
They need to learn someday. So just go ahead.
I'm not saying it all, but Shakespeare Star Wars is a win all around. So I didn't hear who got her that, but amazing move on that front. I need the Last Jedi one.
Shannon is the
Shannon?
one to take.
Yes.
Well, Jared, what's your reaction
Out of
to
the park.
the season finale? Give us your reaction to The Mandalorian Chapter 16.
Oh man, I was firmly in the camp of not expecting to see a single Jedi. I was completely in the Grogu's going to choose to stay.
Yeah.
And then, like everybody else has said, it's like a single X-wing that's going to help. And I was like, oh.
This sounds like me.
Like that was the noise I made. It was like, and then like I was like gripping both sides of both the arms of my chair. But I loved it beginning to end. I thought it was a brilliantly paced. I love how well all of the combat was choreographed. Like I'm the lightsaber combat junkie type fan. So between Din and Gideon's fight, especially where Din did that little move where he like donkey kicked the spear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
love that. Sorry.
up and around.
I cheered so loud when that happened.
Official Jedi move is donkey kick. I like that. Or Mando move, I guess we could say.
Call it the Grogu
it's a
kick.
Sith move too. It's a Sith move too because Darth Maul donkey kicks Obi-Wan right in the face in Phantom Menace.
He does.
That's true. It's true.
Best part of the fight.
I like that you mentioned pace though, because I had texted one of the guys in the group at one point that the first half felt slow, but I watched it a second time and a third time, but the second time I was like, wait, no, there's a ton that's happening in that first half that you forget about because so much happened at the end. You're like, I can't even think before Luke showed up, but the meeting with the Mandalorians was brilliant. That with the interaction between Boba Fett and Bo-Katan was what I've been waiting for. When I heard that Boba might be back in the show, I wanted to see Boba talk to quote unquote real Mandalorians, and that was awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna totally come at you too, Pete. I'm glad. I'm actually not glad. I might be a little sad you retracted that comment because I saw it and I was like, "Oh, I beg to differ, sir." Yeah. And then now you're just reeling it back in.
I am reeling it back in because you know what? I'm an honest and open fan, and I'm not afraid to admit when my takes were wrong, which is it's a rarity sometimes.
That is rare. All right, Jared, you get one. You get another statement. Let's go. I
wanted to say piggyback. Thank you very much. I wanted to piggyback like again with the fight choreography, which is like one of my favorite things about this whole franchise. With that scene where they meet the other Mandalorians in the bar, like I cannot think of a better way of of choreographing to your actors than having Sasha Banks like suplex somebody with a freaking jetpack.
Yeah,
that's some of the coolest shit ever.
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
Are we watching a cage match? What's going on? Hell in a Cell? What's going on?
Jared locked up, I think, but look at him. He just like
no. Oh no,
that's all right. His jetpack locked up.
That is the perfect Jared face. So we can
push his ass out of here.
All right, ready?
Let's I love you, Jared.
1, 2, 3.
If I will.
Pete, you got to hit remove.
Gosh, he's stuck there. if I can say that fight in the bar is fantastic, and the best line from Boba, like the best comeback when like Bo-Katan's giving him the business, right? Like, you talking like your father, you mean your donor, I've heard your voice 1,000,000 times. And he goes, mine might be the last one you'll ever hear.
Dude, that was a show.
So good.
if that had been a show all by itself, that scene and with whatever came around it, whatever fight happened, I would have been happy because you're
That
right.
was worth the price of admission.
Jerry,
the
you're
whole
100%
thing.
right. Yeah.
Is now the
That's-
right time to bring up the fact that Boba Fett's music is the best music in the Mandalorian
Oh
series?
my
Yes. I
That
love
brings up-
all of it's got like that bluesy like harmonica,
It feels
like electric
it feels
harmonica
like a
almost.
Western in the best,
It's-
darkest, Star Warsiest way. It's so good.
Did anyone else notice though that it honestly sounds a little like his Clone Wars music too? It's a little. Go back and listen to that stuff, Kevin Kiner, man. I'm telling you. There's some nods.
I like that it sets up the third season of
Yeah,
Mando with that
it's a
one
little bit.
interaction. That one interaction sets up the whole third season. They're like all at odds ends at each other. It's weird because you've got what it means to be a Mandalorian, and I would not the first one to point this out, but in Rebels, obviously Sabine just hands Bo-Katan the Darksaber, right? And she's all about this creed, and she's using this is the way to Din as almost like, you got to listen to me. We're Mandalorians together. But then she gives Din some crap for wearing a helmet. I'm like, this woman does not have her priorities straight. It only is important to her. I'm sorry. It is only important when it's important to her, right?
So let's talk about that. I want to bring in. Can we bring in one more caller?
Yes. Bring in the next caller, Pete. Who do we got?
Wait,
Let's
before
bring
we
in-
do,
Wait,
before we
RZ,
do,
what's up?
I've been up since 3 this morning, and I have to be up at 7 for work tomorrow.
Okay.
So I just want to wish you all. Well, I'm going to see Dave and Pete on Wednesday anyway, but
Yes.
I would wish all of you a very happy holiday. To everybody here, everybody in the chat.
Happy holidays.
The little bit that I've been here has been fun, but I'm so tired.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Arzu.
Arzu
Bye.
Amin.
Sleep well. See you later, friend.
Arzu Amin joining us there. Okay, so we have.
So I'm going to bring in Apprentice Ewok because I want to get his take on exactly where Scotty was going. Hey, Apprentice Ewok, how are you?
Hey, Brandon. Boom.
How do you retcon that in your mind? I have some headcanon already around it, but I want to hear how you guys are handling it because yes, Sabine handed it to her, said you're more worthy, and then left, and then she lost it, and then she was going to kill. She would have killed Din at that moment if she had the chance to get it back. How did you feel about it, Brandon? And by the way, welcome and happy holidays.
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays, Brandon.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I mean, it's tough because you wasn't ready for that question.
Welcome to the show.
So
Well, you know what? We're
You
making
know
it
what?
worse. Now you're
Fireball
full
Pete.
screen.
You thought you were going to ask
Now I'm full
questions.
screen.
We asked you.
No, it's good. So like Scotty was saying, it's only important when it like matters to her. But so the way I see it is maybe when Sabine gave it to her because it was another Mandalorian giving it to her after reclaiming it from somebody. I mean, they just got it back from Gideon, but maybe because Bo lost it for some reason, and I think we're going to see how Bo lost it, and maybe she's so embarrassed about the reason why she lost it that she can't accept it unless she takes it back herself.
So my headcanon on that, not that anybody asked, but I'm going to give it, is my headcanon on that is that's why she lost it, because she didn't earn it. Right. She never truly was able to hang on to it. And I hope we'll see somehow how she lost it. It sounds like, did she lose it to Gideon? Do we know that for sure?
I don't know. I don't know that.
Somewhere, and he got it. But he knows a ton of Mandalorian lore, which I thought was kind of interesting as well. So.
Nick Malicki in the chat here. Pull up that comment there. It's right there. I think that's why she lost it. The general population knew because Gideon said it's not the weapon, it's the story. That's kind of interesting. It's like,
oh, good point.
She couldn't unite everyone. I mean, obviously, well, you think about, we don't know anything about the Purge, right?
Right.
Like the Purge happens after Rebels. It's sometime between now and then, right? So, yeah, they took Mandalore by force, but did it? Gideon get it before then? Was it in combat? I don't really think so. The way he fought well, but you see like how he was ready to just like end it and all that stuff tonight. Like, I don't know, man. I kind of like that it's he ended up he's a brain, right? He's almost like Thrawn, but he can't, where it's like that's his strategy. Like, I'm gonna turn the people against you, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna use this, or maybe even she was like she couldn't unite everyone, and they all split off into their different sects, their different cults, and all that. And
I think
so now she's like, we got to do it legit, right?
I think my impression was Bo's carrying guilt. I think she messed up. Personally, I think that she made a mistake, and out of guilt, she has to reclaim the Darksaber for Mandalore. Right. And I'm very fascinated to find out what that could be, making the assumption that I'm right. But what if it was lost out of guilt? What if it wasn't lost because she was defeated, but she messed up? The whole arc you get with Bo-Katan going back to Clone Wars is her love and passion for this planet. Or is it love? Because as it's been pointed out, she's kind of a biatch. So we will find out as the story unfolds.
So, Brandon, you answered the question, and I totally sidetracked you because I wanted to talk about what I want to talk about, which, by the way, is not a great way to host the show. But I don't care. Brandon, what do you got for us?
I've got a couple things.
Looks like we got a fourth puts his ass out.
No.
Boosh!
Wait.
Lost
that was
connection.
not planned. Brandon, come back when you can.
Yeah, if he can come back. Yeah.
Wait, I think
is he back?
I think he's back. I'll bring him back in.
All right,
oh, there he is. Okay, he's back.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, you're back.
It didn't seem like there was an issue to me. So, okay. No, so I have a couple things.
Somehow, Apprentice Ewok has returned.
So the first time
no one is ever truly dead.
The first time I watched it, it was straight up fanboy. Like, Luke is returning. Second time I watched it, I was like, I didn't really want Luke to show up. I wanted it to be somebody else. I wanted, the galaxy to expand. And then the third time I watched it, I was like, I'm just going to completely enjoy this. And it was, it's exactly what I wanted. Reading EU stories and playing the video games. It's like, this is what I remember Luke Skywalker being when I was growing up. They nailed the look. I know some people are, making fun of the CGI and stuff like that, but the sound and just the feel of Luke Skywalker was I think they got it.
Are people the worst? Can we just ask that? Are people the worst? I mean, look, they took Luke freaking, this is the if it was 5 years ago, you'd be like, what the hell just happened? But now you're like, I don't know. I think his cheeks were a little off. I'm even going at my bro Andy. I don't know. His upper lip just wasn't exactly right. I mean, we are just assholes. Yeah. It's just unbelievable.
Sunglasses on, manners off.
Oh, you're sorry, listen, Jerry's parents.
It's okay. Well, you know what? Look. I didn't see much about Luke Skywalker. I heard there was a lot more people upset about how uncanny the frickin' Tidarian shuttle was and stuff. It's so uncanny valley. Yeah, that was supposed to be a joke. I'm sorry. That's a callback. That's a callback. Sorry.
Jerry, just keep throwing them out until somebody catches one.
It's
my motto.
A really great point, though, Josh. In that,
it's a good motto.
The point is, everybody's like, I wanted to see Luke Skywalker. And I'm not gonna go too deep on this, but prequel people or sequel people are like, we didn't get the Luke Skywalker we wanted. And I guarantee you, a percentage of them are the ones who were saying exactly what Josh was saying was, well, we got Luke Skywalker, but it didn't really look like him. Well, Mark Hamill is 120.
It actually looked a lot like him, as much like him as you can get without having his time machined young ass there. So I don't know what you can do. I got to be honest. You don't want current Mark Hamill in that role. Just no offense to the guy; he looks great for his age. But I mean, this was great. I thought this was a fine rendition, totally through amazing technology of a time that we won't get back, and as far as age goes.
Can I give who was talking about their father watching this? And
Luke
stuff?
He's always talking about his father. Oh wait.
Well, no. It was Dave a little bit. Dave was talking about his dad. They talk about all the Star Wars stuff. But I actually just did a group watch with my family right before I hopped on the mic here. And I'm talking my mother and father, my 60-year-old father, love you, Dad, was watching this. and we're like texting back and forth a little bit. But I video chatted them in between in the credits and stuff. And I'm telling you, I have not seen my dad that excited about a movie like this. For my dad, if you've ever met the man, Kevin Cable, all right, is very stoic. He will put out the joke here and there to see what
Not
sticks.
like you.
They're very stoic.
Does not run in the family.
No. The stoicism doesn't. But my dad was giddy. He was like, I was like, that's Luke. That's Luke. I like a little kid, him and my mom and stuff, disproving to me that they don't like this just because I like it. Like they were legit into it before I got into it. And so
maybe there's the rub right there. You got to be in your 60s, so it's CGI for bad eyes. I was fine.
CGI for bad eyes. I like
CGI for bad. Take your
We
glasses
saw- they
off, you're
cloned-
like, is that
that
Luke,
was-
that young boy, that farm boy, and then boom. I don't know. if that's how you sound when you're
Listen. He
60.
may not have his
Can't
teeth,
wait.
but he has his sight. Come on. No. That was
Brandon,
a clone, dude. That was a clone.
Can we bounce it over to Brandon? He's up here in
Brandon.
my shot. Apprentice Ewok. Sorry, I gave your name out to everyone.
You're good.
I apologize.
Yeah, I think I put it in the thing.
I think we called him Brandon when he came on.
I'm gonna put his social security number in the chat.
You've got that
Thank you,
too.
though.
Anyway, do you have a final because here's the deal: if you get as many idiots as you have on the screen, not you, Brandon, but the rest of us, for too long, we will talk forever. So we need a nice pointed fan chat question to keep us on track because you guys are so much smarter than we are. So what's your final thought and or question?
All right. So since it's the holiday giving season, I had no idea this was coming today, but my sister has a friend and he just had a whole bunch of Star Wars collecting stuff, like in a closet collecting dust. And she brought it over to me and she was like, yeah, he's got some Star Wars plates and stuff like that. And I got it's like a 3 foot, it's the movie theater poster for the Phantom Menace.
Wow.
So that'll be replacing the Adrian Peterson poster.
Oh, dude.
But the plates, I had never seen these before, and I don't know what they're worth. I didn't have time to look them up, but I picked 2 of these plates that we saw the ships in this episode. And the one is the Imperial.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
And,
We can use that for reference to the whatever happened.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Let's see. Is that Uncanny Valley? What is it? Let's see that shuttle again.
Uncanny Valley.
I don't know. It's a little too thick.
Jerry, that's another classic comedic trick. You just keep hammering it until someone laughs at it.
Oh, look at that.
And then
Look at that. That's Slave on Bespin.
Bespin? Oh, that's beautiful.
So it's a
Let
collection
Jerry
of-
just leave. Sorry, Jerry.
It's a collection of 8 plates. And I hadn't, I think they're called the Hamilton collection, and they're the Star Wars ship plates. I have no idea what they're worth. And I'm sitting there looking at these, and I was like, these instantly became the coolest thing in my collection. And I'm like, how am I going to display these without looking like the crazy cat lady that has these plates hung up on their wall? But yeah, I don't know. I just immediately thought of this, the last couple episodes with these plates.
That's amazing.
And yeah,
Apprentice Ewok, Brandon. Crazy Cat Lady is not that bad. Let's go for it. I want to see those plates all over your walls. That's so funny. I love that you said that.
I want to see pictures from his holiday dinners with people eating them.
it says right here, not for
Well, we hand wash those, sir.
He put out the good plates. There you go.
Not dishwasher.
Got one. Yeah.
Food consumed from this plate may be harmful.
Oh, well, then never mind. Never mind.
What eating substances on that plate? Maybe what the heck?
No, they're meant
It's a plate.
They're meant to sit upright. Thank you, sir.
And if they're from the special edition era, they're meant as frisbees. Okay.
Oh, too much lead. Yes. All right.
All right. We gotta force
Like
force
Scotty's
him
brain.
out of here.
Yeah, we're taking you out of here. I don't know. Should we force crunch him, Luke style?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Oh, man, he did a great job of combusting there. That was good. That was good.
Hey, should we do another gift real quick?
Sure, that's what the
We
fans
probably
want.
should.
Getting more presents. I know.
Yeah, we just so everybody knows, we have four. We have 4 callers standing by, so we
Yes,
will get to them.
We do. We'll get to
let you
We'll
know.
get
We
to
will
you.
let you know when there is a slot open. We're gonna rifle through these folks. We said we would be here for at least 2 hours. That means possibly 3. So we got time, but we don't want to keep. We got Michael, JD, Dan, the man. We got John in the lot. We will get to all of you guys. So
I'll bring up
Yeah.
Shannon because Shannon is not with us, but she sent us a video of her doing hers, and that way we've taken ladies first, right? We've gotten both of them taken care of, and
you're such a gentleman.
so here's no more comments. Anybody before you say something you regret?
All done.
I'm going to bring up Shannon. Here she is.
Okay, so I'm just seeing my cameras. Because I cannot be with the network tonight, I'm doing my Secret Santa now and video calling it whatever in. So I have my Secret Santa, and what does it say? So first we'll see what the card says. And it says, "Merry Christmas. Thought you might need this. You're the best." From your Beyond the Blast Door Secret Santa. So, not quite sure, but all right. So, gotta love Amazon wrapping. Done this for friends and family abroad as well. And, oh God. Oh, I'm hoping. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I'm trying to swear. So it is a shock mount that's reversed, but for my birthday in a couple of days, I'm getting a new microphone that's from Elgato, which is a lot of streaming stuff and things. And so this is a shock mount for it. And I have a sneaky feeling I know who my Secret Santa is now. So I'm well chuffed with that, as they say in England, or very excited. And yeah, thank you. So hope you guys are enjoying the show and hope everyone is enjoying Secret Santa. And I will see you in 2021.
All right.
I was well chuffed with that video.
That was so great. Was it David? Were you the Secret Santa on that one?
No, but I wish I was. That was so cool.
That was so good.
David, you're so sweet.
Who was it? Did anybody want to volunteer? Who was it?
I'm chuffed.
Oh, get chuffed, man. Is that going to become the Dank Ferrick of the network now?
Yeah, the Dank Ferrick. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I was chuffed. Well chuffed to give Shannon that gift. So yeah, there was like, you know how you have to ask somebody something so that you can kind of get a line on a gift. I was like, so what's going on? What kind of new tech you getting up in? And she's like, well, I think my better half's going to get me a microphone. And Shannon and I talk tech all the time. And I was like, oh, no kidding, I can't believe it. Which one? Which model? And then boom, there we go. But also, I'd like to thank Arzu for saddling me with the UK shipping option. I'm just kidding. Amazon UK took care of it all. We're all good. It was great.
Good.
That was awesome. Hey, I want to put the reins into Josh's hands for this one. We're going to do, how about we go to our next caller? What do you guys say?
Yes.
Or is that sounds good? We have a line now of 5.
Okay. We got to start busting some people out here. I don't know what order. I'm trying to look. I'm actually going to bring in this person right now. And this is John Shaw, new caller. John.
The caller there. Hey,
how's it going? Okay, John.
Howdy.
John. For anyone that doesn't know, John and I are real good friends.
All
and
right.
John
All right,
the
let's
one
get
who
rid of
gave
him.
me.
Don't force crush me, please. Please
Who
don't force
gave
crush
me
me.
the gift that only the chat knows about and John, of course, knows about. Y'all, John is a great guy. John, what's going on, dude?
Oh, nothing much. Still riding the high from last night or this morning, I guess.
Oh man, it's such a long, great day.
Yeah,
It really is.
I
Hey,
was sitting next to Scott for the screening this morning. So
Scotty, do you want me to show everybody what he got?
I have it on my screen if you want me to share
So
it.
let me give some preface real quick. Hold on. John, right? John I met him. Now he is from Baton Rouge. He's really good friends with our friend Eric Cotterman, right? A friend of the show.
Yes.
yeah.
And I met John through Eric. I met a Baton Rouge person through Eric at Celebration Chicago. And literally since that day,
And Jerry.
John and I have worked
Please
on
include me with some things. I am your partner.
I'm
Come on.
right.
Jerry.
You're right.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
John and I probably talk once a week just about random Star Wars stuff. He's actually recently watched all of Clone Wars and he's watched all of Rebels.
Nice.
So like he is really into it right now. But with that being said, you have to watch this clip. John went out of his way and he got us something very very special. Make sure the audio is shared.
Yep.
Everyone in the chat might lose their mind, okay? You're the first to see this, right? No one else has seen it. So
There we go.
Scotty, what's happening? So I'm at best. And your buddy John wanted me to do a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy everything to you, sir. All right, man. Stay bomb bad. Peace.
Ooh, this is
He said the thing. He said the thing.
oh my god, y'all. Yeah, John. Dude.
And I played it for him right before, literally 30 seconds before the episode started. And I was saving it because I think Eric and everybody knew that we had that, that I had that. And so I was like, I have to show it to him 30 seconds before the episode starts just to like, you know, start to put him into cardiac arrest before. Hey, it was a good way to get it going because you were hype, you know.
Oh man, instantly.
You have
What a
officially
great
flexed
gift,
harder than
John.
all of us. Yeah, we can't top that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Wow. Yeah, it can
I
be. So anyway, John, I'm your secret Santa. Scotty, I got John to do that.
Oh man.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I won't steal John's thunder.
I want to ask you this.
Yes.
Being such a recent fan of all the animated series, really, because I know you were watching it literally up until like I think the second episode of this season, you had just finished everything. What was that like, dude? Like seriously, to finally like feel fully in this fandom, then to get what we got this past season. Explain that to me, man, because that's a really interesting perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I was very late to the Clone Wars. I mean, I'm a late Star Wars fan in general. You know, we did a whole episode about that, but I finished Clone Wars. I believe, like what you said, with the second episode, and then I think I finished Rebels like with the third or fourth episode. I think it was right before the fifth episode, before they mentioned Thrawn, and so it was so cool getting to just see everything in Rebels and then instantly her referencing Thrawn at the end, you know. And it was such a bizarre experience because it just obviously, you know, for people who have just been doing this for years, it's like, you know, this insane freak out. But for me, it was literally like, you know, a week went by and all of a sudden these characters are talking about
They're relevant again, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, got me really, really hyped for everything, and especially, I mean, I'm so glad I watched the animated series and you convinced me because it set up this season so well. Just with, I mean, this was like the most intertwined into any animated stuff we've ever had.
Yeah.
And so, just it was literally the perfect time, and I convinced my girlfriend's brother as well, who was watching as well, that he had been kind of working his way through Clone Wars. And I told him, I was like, dude, you got to finish it. Like everything is coming together. And then he like blew through Clone Wars and he's finishing Rebels right now. And he's like, you know, freaking out with everything, all the connections and everything. So
Preach, John, preach.
It's
spreading the word.
It's so great to hear like new fans are as excited as old fans.
Absolutely.
And by old, I mean, you know, me. Old.
Yeah.
I beat you to it, Scotty.
Yeah, I hadn't seen a Star Wars movie until I was 16, and I did not grow up. I mean, obviously, I knew Luke Skywalker and all the stuff, but like,
so you had like friends and women in your life?
Yeah, people. It's like all my friends were kind of into it, but like people told me about it,
and the women and the friends. Yeah, I would be too. I didn't have any of that.
All my friends were into Star Wars, but nobody ever sat me down and watched it. I mean, they were on in the background, and I caught weird. You know, I just remember Jar Jar Binks and like just weird things happening that I couldn't piece together what, was going on. And then finally I had a really good friend when I was 16 sit me down and say, dude, you've never, like, I was there for a weekend at his house, and he made me watch all 6 movies back to back, like on a little, 22-inch TV in his room. And ever since then I was a fan.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's when we had John on to talk about this experience, and I think it's just such a crazy thing that, like I said earlier with Clayton, we are literally in this area where it's just Star Wars. I mean, it's beautiful, and it's such a cool perspective that we all get to share now, right?
Absolutely. It's a perfect time to be a fan.
It really is.
Especially a new fan. Like, for me, I'm just like loving this. This is like when the Harry Potter movies were coming out. I was really big into Harry Potter as a kid, and when those movies were coming out, I was like, man, what a time to be alive, It's awesome. Going to the midnight screenings, it feels like that all over again. So
I completely agree. And John was sitting right next to me when everything was happening. And the part that made both him and I stand up, and John, let's be real, John's really chill compared to me. Y'all know me.
To say the least.
When R2 showed up, and I both lost our minds because it was so well done.
Yeah.
It was, and he just walks into frame, and we're like,
dude,
paying for your overlord. Like, that is so crazy that he showed up. I mean,
I freaked out.
Oh, it was amazing. And then I don't know, it just feels nostalgic, even though it only happened less than 20 hours ago. Like, seriously, it's just, today has been such a perfect day to be a fan, man.
Absolutely.
It's funny because it's been since last Thursday was when we got that. It's been 8 days of madness. In fact, I'm almost happy that last week's episode was as chill as it was, and still amazing. Because
we weren't that happy last week, though. Can we be? I mean, we were not unhappy, but we were a little like, oh yeah, it was fine. I'm sure it's leading to something, and you're like,
I don't know, man. You talking like the Star Wars version of Inglourious Bastards? That was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah,
but
awesome.
If I may, I can't, are they the only two? I also freaked out with R2. Like, what were they? Like, I screamed R2. I screamed R2 so loud. My neighbors probably thought I was getting murdered by R2D2. Like, it was.
And
that
not
was
surprised at all, interestingly.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a big surprise.
It was such a good surprise.
Absolutely.
Like, and it's like he's in the X-Wing, obviously, with it.
Yeah.
It's just, to have him come out and be like, hey, I just thought I'd come in here and welcome you.
I like R2's move, though, and this is why he's been able to make it through all of the movies so far, the whole arc. R2's there. R2's just like, he's like, boo, and that means, like, you go kill all those Dark Troopers. And then, Luke takes care of all the danger in the way, and he's like, out of the X-Wing. He's like, oh, I'll go see the baby. I mean, that's a pretty slick move from a guy that knows how to survive, aka R2. All right, John, so great having you in here, and what an amazing gift and a friend you are. And so I'm going to send you my email address for gifts as well, and we can be look, you can still have friends and be a Star Wars fan.
Real quick, I think John should plug what he's been working on. John is I mean, John, if you want to tell him about Tavern Brawl, by all means. But John himself is someone I have strong confidence in making a really special thing going on right now. John, do you want to share that?
Yeah, I'll give a little plug. I'm working on a fantasy TV pilot that we did a Kickstarter for back in March of this year that we got like fully funded in 48 hours. And we're filming it up in Oregon later this fall. And it's there's a lot of there's a lot of heavy influences from Star Wars that we've taken a lot of, and just other awesome fantasy things. The main group of people in our show is called the Wayfarers, and they kind of are these magic users who only use defensive magic, and they've their species has essentially been like totally wiped out, and our story takes place like what would essentially be a New Hope era in like our world. So yeah, it's a crazy experience, but I'm like, we just finished casting and we're hoping to shoot it next year, COVID depending.
Wow, so that's awesome. Well, if you're up in Oregon, you're up in our way. So if you bring Scotty with you, just for like, I don't know, the guy that drinks all the beer, then make sure you call us, and we'll hit you up here. That'd be great. Well, thank you, John, so much.
Yeah,
We're
thank
gonna
you
force
guys.
push you. No crush, right? You
Don't
prefer
crush
nice-
me. Yeah.
No crush. No crush.
Here we
for the
go.
force
1,
push.
2, 3.
Bye, John.
Just like Jedi always do it, they count before they push, and that's what
I
If-
love
if-
John.
1, 2, 3, about to kill you.
Yep.
If they are casting more beer drinkers, you know, I mean, you look my way. You're fine.
John.
It is
John's
tavern brawl.
You know, John's one of these people that you meet later, you know, and I don't know. I have mostly childhood friends, but John's this guy I met later in life, just like Eric and Jerry. And I'm like, I just want them to be there for the rest of my life. Like, they're just great people. Y'all guys too, obviously, Josh. And
To a lesser degree, but
Andy is so back in line that he finally made it in.
Andy!
I'm so
Like,
glad
oh,
you're
I gotta
back.
go eat, and then he left, and then he couldn't get back in 'cause-
Hey guys, I'm gonna go get a beer, and when I come back, that'll be a time that's not now, but later.
grab
But
me one too. Would you?
I'll grab you guys one.
No,
We got some callers in line. I'm sure you guys have it covered.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll
Andy,
never
that
make
is
it back in. He'll never make it back
Might
in.
not make it back in. This is true.
No.
So
maybe not.
I bring in the
Andy,
next-
that's a sick mug, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, Andy's great.
Yeah,
It's
we've
my
got.
Lord of the Rings mug.
All right,
Andy's
you know,
great.
I think so the last 2 weeks,
Let's get some
Josh
grog
and
in
I have
there.
run this circus, and there's been a guy we have to bring in because Josh he predicted things that happened
Yeah.
this week, and I think Dan the Man needs to come in and talk a little Luke Skywalker.
Did he?
Yeah, here he is. I'm going to bring him in, and everybody else in the
Everyone. That's what's funny. Everyone in the chat's like, I did. I think I did. That's how I feel. Too.
Oh no! It's not. But hey, here's what we do. We are going to try. We're going to try to speed things along because we have some people have been waiting so patiently. Now I know when I listen to sports radio and they're like, "He's been waiting patiently," and now I know these poor guys have been doing that. But here's Dan, the Man, who is a Luke Skywalker aficionado and fan.
There he is.
Dan, what's up,
my
man?
people, my people. How y'all doing? How y'all
How's
doing?
it going, Dan?
It's going great. It's going so
So
great.
Dan, I got to ask you, and then you get to give your comment. How did you feel when you saw your Luke Skywalker prediction kind of come to life today?
No cap. I'm one of the people that saw it at 3 a.m, Eastern Standard Time.
Nice.
Right.
And
I feel
times, you gotta understand, time stopped. Like nothing else mattered when I saw that saber. Like it's like I'm literally when I'm watching the show, and like nothing interesting is going on. I'm looking at the time, like, okay, we got 20 minutes. What's going on? All that went out the window the moment Luke showed up. All that, and it's like. Like I was ingrained in this story with them. It's like Daniel was there right behind Luke, slashing the Dark Troopers with him. Like that's how, yeah. So, and I tried to tell.
3PO backpack thing going on there. Little Yoda backpack.
Man, I tried to tell y'all he was going to show up, but y'all didn't hear me though.
We didn't.
Nope.
Hey, man, I was in Ryan Johnson's garage that night. Okay, so bad reception. Bad reception.
For sure. So
what do you got for us now that you've already predicted the future? What do you got for us today?
Yes, great seer Dan. Tell us, please.
All right, so boom. We are going to no doubt go into the retaking of Mandalore, which I myself will probably not be a part of. If that Luke show gets announced, I would drop Mando quick. And I have full disclaimer, I have no.
You have no time for other shows.
I have no desire to see who. I don't. If it's not Boba Fett, I don't care who's going to have the Darksaber. I really don't. I watch Star Wars for the Jedi. Honestly, I don't. All the other stuff.
I get that.
Yeah, you know.
I feel you.
But I'll definitely check out the Rangers. I'll see what they're about. But nah, bro, I need my Jedi back. I need my people. Yeah, like
so, like Ahsoka, though, right? Right?
Oh yeah, no.
That's where you could have some Luke Skywalker going in there, recreating. Anyone seen that art of Ahsoka showing like the hologram of Anakin to Luke and Leia in the cockpit of the Falcon. She's holding
Why-
Ben. Oh.
Why-
I want to
why-
see that. I want to see
why
that in
stop-
live
Oh,
action.
sorry. Why
No, you're
stop
good. I
at a
just say we'll see it.
hologram? We can get a Force ghost though. Her communing with Anakin's Force ghost.
Oh man.
We
Dan!
we can go there. Let's do it all the way.
Are you sitting on the Seeing Stone right now? Is that what this is? Like, are you like?
Well, because no, it's possible because Hayden's gonna be back as Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan show, so they have the guy's number. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
So, hey, real quick, I want to shout out David
Man.
McFadden, $20 super chat. Thank you,
David, thank you so much.
for the positivity and the stellar coverage.
David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Wait a minute.
sir.
Is
we love David so
Canadian
much.
is
hold on.
Canadian dollars like
That's like
that
$3,000 American, and when you convert, that's an amazing super chat right there.
It's the same as ours, but instead of "In God We Trust," it says "Sorry."
I do have to make a quick plug because of that super chat. Put it back on the screen. Let's give Mr. McFadden. Yes, I will give this plug right now to David McFadden. I'm looking you in the eyes behind my sunglasses. I will tell you this. David McFadden is who got the Holochronicles on YouTube. Why is that, Andy?
What?
because he's only on YouTube.
Exactly. He's like, I'm not on Twitter. I'm like, you know what? For David, we have to put this episode out. And so that's why we have onesies and twosies listens on some of our YouTube shows. So this is thank you, McFadden. There you go. Well
Fantastic.
paid. You pay $1 per episode. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Well, let's. I want to ask Dan the Man one question, and then we'll force push him out. And I want to keep this theme going because what I thought when I saw Luke, I realized that means that at that moment, I now realize that Ahsoka has spoken to Luke, which means that not only does Luke now know some Anakin stories, the most important thing, and I literally I had my own little private moment when I realized that Luke was able to tell Ahsoka that Anakin came back to save his son. How do you think that hit Ahsoka? Especially after the last time she saw him, he was trying to kill her. As far as
I hope we get to see it.
Have you seen the comic strip that came out? Someone did a little like meme comic strip.
I saw that.
I shared it. I think it was from Reddit or whatever. But it's that moment, and it made me cry, Pete. It made me cry. It's the same as like after The Force Awakens, someone put out like a comic strip of Chewie about like after Han got killed, Chewie's about to shoot Ben. And instead of he's pointing, like he's got the reticle like right on his head, like he's aimed right at his head. And then it goes through all these memories of Chewie with little Ben. And then it cuts to him and he like moves down and shoots him in the side instead. And that's headcanon for me, man. That's headcanon for me.
Yeah, framing asking why I think Ahsoka and Luke have spoken, and I'm just going with a sort of a hunch on that, just simply because Ahsoka said there's not many Jedi left. So I imagine she's had some sort of contact, and besides, it makes me feel better inside.
And how interesting is it, Pete, that Ahsoka at this point, the decision is to go on her own adventure and not stay with Luke and rebuild the Jedi Order. So I would love for there to be a moment at some point where we get to see the son of Skywalker tell the Padawan of Skywalker, "I brought him back."
Yeah,
that would be
damn, dude. We gotta have that. We got to have that. And you know, people were so upset with, oh, she's alive through the original trilogy. Why didn't she help? What if she's out there looking for other Jedi? You know, this whole time. Yeah. She's trying to find more knights to bring back to the fight and stuff, right? Which continues after Return of the Jedi, we find, you know?
Right. It does make you wonder, like, what her show really is, like, about. Because that's a character surrounded in mystery, for real, for real.
I'm excited.
Hunt down Thrawn, right? We're hunting down Thrawn, right?
I hope so.
Hunting down Thrawn, finding Ezra.
You go down Thrawn, you go to the beyond the Outer Rim into the Chiss territory. I mean, this is a world we're just going to explore and explore and explore. So I'm excited.
Well,
about
and
it.
then Thrawn could be like, you know what? I want Mandalore because whoever has Mandalore has a built-in army, right? If I can use it, and so Moff Gideon could have been working under Thrawn, and you know, I think I said this a week ago, but like we get this post-credit scene of Thrawn, like he does this Thanos impression and says, "All right, if I got to do it on my own, then I got to do it on my own."
Oh my god!
And then
As he
boom.
reaches into a safe and pulls out Harris Calicory, you know, like
Got that back.
That would
Deep
be
dive.
dope.
All right,
Well-
I think we need to move on. We have to do another gift. This is what happens is we talk to our
All
great
right.
followers. Dan the man, you got one more thing.
Yes, if your friend is in need of casting someone with a deep voice for this fantasy project, I'm available. I got you covered.
that's
Dan the man.
that's a free.
Hey, Dan,
There's the audition tape right
Yeah,
there.
Dan,
That's
give
the
us-
audition tape.
Give us your best. Your list. The following is a Beyond the Blast Doors presentation. Give us that. Let's hear that.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Oh.
The following video is made by the Beyond the Blast Doors network.
Dang.
Ooh,
I
you
like
talk
it.
about it.
I
I like
it.
that.
I
Yeah,
like it.
man.
Dan,
All
you
right,
was
man.
Just a
doing
little
more.
bit of Thrawn in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yes, that's
I
very
like
good.
it. I like it.
Dan, where do you
All
live
right.
at?
All right.
What
Oh.
state you live in, Dan?
North Carolina.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
With Shabby.
Yes, sir.
With Shabby.
Shabby.
Yeah, man. The
All right,
919.
we're gonna force push you out of here smooth though. All right,
yeah.
here we go.
Oh.
In 3, Jedi. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Ooh. There he is.
Nice. He
That
moves
was
back.
beautiful.
That was smooth.
I like that. I like
Like
that.
Dan the man.
Dan,
Just the-
I remember
What?
Dan was calling Luke Skywalker 2 weeks ago.
He
And-
did. He did call it. He did call it. We have video evidence.
We do.
we do.
All right.
That's
who's
legit,
next?
Got the
man.
receipts. Got the receipts.
We got the receipt.
I don't. Please don't talk about receipts.
Who's got a gift? I say we bang out a couple gifts right now. We got to get through this. All right. We look. I'm chomping at the bit to open mine.
Me too.
So,
I'm really itching.
all right, Scotty, you're next. What do you got?
Yes. Okay. I know who mine came from. I got a knife. I know who mine.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
That is
Holy
not
crap,
okay.
dude!
That is not okay. I've
got a
seen you
knife.
move.
I've got a
seen
knife
you
in the-
move. Yeah.
Yeah. Just point it away from you. Just
Mine's
It's not.
from.
It's not
It was-
pre-cut. That's JV, man.
No, it's mine.
Can't stand y'all. Knife.
Mine's from someone by the name of. Let me see. Father Time.
Whoa!
Oh no! It's a pair of old white socks and New Balances. Damn it!
Oh no! I love how Obi is just laying behind you like this. This is what I live with.
So Scotty, I do not wrap presents well, as you will see in there, but there's a handful of different things. Some are personal and some are
So it's pink?
Super personal.
Some tidy whities. Some tidy whities with Stay Bombad embroidered
Here's
on
my
them.
jock strap from '87.
All right. Oh, I know what this is.
Oh, hey, the year I was born.
Get us all, I don't want to just see Scott. Hold on. I want us all here so we can laugh at whatever he
Lightsaber
did.
stand. Pete's probably this. I thought Pete had forgotten. I thought his dementia kicked in again, but I really thought Pete had forgotten. I really did. We talked about it. And
What was that? A cup holder?
cup holder for his, yeah.
Ooh, this was like a figure. I swear, if it's Hondo Anaka and it's signed by Jay Leno, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, it's not.
What? It's just supposed. He's just like.
I
very
thought about buying this
super
the other
specific.
day.
Super specific.
love you, Pete Fletcher.
Oh.
Mint.
Mint 10 is a mint 10. No, but this is Tom Bad. Dude, I'm Ned Best. Literally here in the flesh, y'all. What a good gift.
In the flesh.
It's
Here in
going
the-
right next to my Hondo Anaka.
In the plastic, yeah.
In the
In
plan.
the plastic. What a great. Okay, now this next one. This next
See.
one's heavy.
This next one.
Well, and that's like,
You're such a host.
Okay.
oh no.
Oh. I literally just held that coloring book from 1999 in my hand at home, like literally. Before I-
I'm gonna
No,
make my
where's
kids
the
do
one?
this
Where's
pet.
the one where he's like blowing in Anakin's ear?
Oh, the little Qui-Gon beer. I know what you're talking about. I can find that later.
Oh, right. Right.
Here we go. Here's the last one.
He was whispering sweet nothings.
Now I know that I'll explain what this one is in 1 second. So,
Oh my
there's
god.
nothing special about that book. You could probably still find it somewhere, But what's special about it's the publisher copy that I got in whatever year Attack of the Clones came out.
No,
behind the scenes book, and it put the little letter in there that explains the Valentine's book. So it's not a personalized letter. Everybody who was reviewing it got it, but it's a little something that most people won't have with the book. So there you go.
This guy, look at Pete. Oh, Pete, flexer there.
Flexer.
Y'all, this is a great gift. My God.
What he meant to say, Pete, was you're like the grandpa he never had.
Yes.
I love that
Qui-Gon picture.
Pete, I'm jealous. That is pretty cool because, like you said,
that's
something not
awesome.
everybody will have. Right? They may have the book, but they won't have the
publisher copy.
You and Grogu did it, but it's just weird when Jar Jar looks like he's licking up some.
I'm
nice,
not going to say what I think is going
Don't
to
finish that
soup.
Fine, it's fine. He's thirsty.
It's his proboscis.
All right. What are we doing next? What's up next?
Let's go. Let's bring in. We've got two more callers that have been in here a long time, waiting patiently.
We can do two at once.
Can we do? Well, I don't know. Will our heads explode?
What?
Well, I'm sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's bring in Michael. All remaining systems. Let's bring him in.
One of the best wingmen in the business.
Yes,
Whoa,
right there,
Michael.
I think Michael, and we'll bring in JD too, because these guys have been. Look at these two. Look at these two.
Woo! JD's been super cool waiting for. Oh, hey.
Oh,
Yeah. Cheers, sir. Cheers.
We've kept these guys in the chat room so long that they're probably coherent.
JD's hammered right now, so let's just be clear, all right? Chat room high.
Pretty darn close.
Well, he's been drinking for like the last hour and a half.
When am I gonna get in?
Every time these jerks talk about their presents, I'm drinking. So, Michael, let's start with you. We brought you in first. I mean, we all have these amazing. We've all talked about it too much, but what is your take on this final episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian?
I loved it. It was great. I still think The Jedi was my favorite episode of the season, but this one certainly did not disappoint. I think that one was just a little bit more important to me as a child of the prequels to see Ahsoka in live action, than it was to see Luke in live action. But one thing I wanted to bring up that's kind of flown under the radar here. At the beginning of the episode, we have officially learned that Dr. Pershing's job title is Clone Engineer.
Yeah.
Great. And
where
so
is he at the end of the episode?
What are we thinking that the Grogu project or whatever it is, what is that building toward? Because I'm still thinking Snoke, but I want to hear what you guys think.
Okay, time out.
I gotta start.
Pershing probably knows Django.
Oh my God.
He's Django's less buff little brother. Is that what he is?
He's like, no, I mean, he's got to at least know who he is. So there's okay. Pershing is probably on Slave 1 when everybody else is on the small frigate or whatever that.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm old. So on the light cruiser. Yeah. So Pershing's probably on Slave 1, and can you imagine, hey, I recognize your voice, and you're a clone. Yeah, I know your dad. What? And then they just become buddies. It's a buddy show now. The Book of Boba Fett is a buddy show.
Right? It's perching on a chain in front of the throne. It's perching on a chain in front of the throne. Just
dancing.
Yeah.
Or just like them driving around in the spaceship and Finnick sitting reading a book or whatever, and they're just let me tell you about my best friend.
Maybe hold on, you just said it. Maybe Boba and Pershing were best friends as kids.
Oh my God! Here we are,
running around playing, punching each other.
The son of another cloner. They were in daycare together.
A reject cloner.
Oh, no, they were two clones. They were going to have a clone army of Boba Fett's, and then a clone science department of Pershings. That's
what it was.
To answer your question, Michael. To answer your question, To be serious. To be serious.
All right, let's get serious.
Guys, let's get
Star
serious.
Wars for
Guys,
Ser-
let's
seriously.
be serious here. Let's be serious.
Serious. Let's get serious, guys.
Okay.
Right.
To be serious. To be serious. Seriously. I love you guys. Seriously.
Andy's a little lit up.
There's
JD with the tank. JD's right there. JD's like, is Andy as drunk as I am?
Can I say real quick, Andy, you look like you're about to drop the hottest rap album of 1992.
yes.
Welcome to another edition of Drunk Nerds. Anyway, Andy,
the fourth Beastie Boy.
Andy, it's been 5 minutes since you shushed us, so let's go.
You think if you think I take a while to get my thoughts out. I don't even remember what the question is.
This is the best show you guys have ever done.
We're just gonna force
Thank
push
you, Michael.
Andy. What you see?
You need some water. You need some ice.
Not
water.
too hard, because he might fall over.
I remember the question, Michael.
Okay. All right.
Where this is going with Grogu's blood, it's now like a Captain America thing where there are these random vials of Grogu's blood now out there, and anytime somebody wants to do something cloning, they pull out this little green vial. It's like, oh, well, I got this green blood from the host back in 6 BBY, and now I'm going to use this to further what eventually becomes bringing Palpatine back. Okay, but it hasn't happened yet because whatever Moff Gideon was doing has now been suppressed. This is where Thrawn comes in and says, "All right, if I got to do it myself, then I'll do it myself." And then we just pick up right where he left off.
Okay, I didn't think it was possible, but drunk Andy actually has more theory crafting than sober Andy, and
I'm confused because I could have sworn at the beginning of this episode, doesn't Pershing come out and say how the donor was needed for the Dark Trooper project? They're phase 3 Dark Troopers, and they're trying to get a being in there, and so they needed like the blood of the test subject, Grogu.
Did he ever connect the project to the donor?
No. He said that because again, I'm saying because I watched it like literally right before I got on here. He said that the human part was the last flaw to get over. Right. And so now they've got the droids, which I'm like, I don't know why they couldn't just make droids in the first place. But as we see, they are Star Wars Terminators.
No, they did make droids in the first place. And the reason why they went away from them, if you want to go deep cut, is because Jedi went through them like butter. Like butter, hot knife through butter. And so, they went back to humans and clones because they needed them. And then it's cyclical. It just keeps going around in circles. Now that they think there's no Jedi left, let's bring the stud droids back. So
Scotty.
No, what I was going to say was it's Andy. If you don't know what Andy's quoting in his inebriated state, he's referring to the beginning of the documentary. It's this part where Steven Spielberg and George Lucas are hanging out. And George is like, yeah, these things are gonna like Jedi slice them like butter, and then the greatest,
you're really good at that
exchange of dialogue is this one where he goes, "It's like a battle of war and peace, the Gungans and the robots," and I'm like, what is happening? And it ends with, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's just the greatest exchange. That's what kicked the Georgism video, by the way. Just
this all's writing on Jar Jar.
Pretty much.
All right.
No, wait. Right. I have to bring it up. I can't leave without saying it.
Okay.
George, in an interview, I was watching, I don't know why he does this. Instead of saying the correct pronunciation, he pronounced Hoth as Hoth. And I'm like, what is this? What is
Whoa. You're saying that George can't pronounce the planet he invented properly?
He's saying it the way we're supposed to say it. No, he's just doing that to mess with us.
He does. I mean, literally, like, it drives me crazy
I'm changing it to Hoth. I'm fine. It's all Hoth for me.
Next it's gonna be Lando. It's gonna be like something ridiculous.
All right, ARS. Thank you for joining this, where you get stomped on for 5 minutes.
just like in Squadrons.
Yeah, you gotta,
that's the whole crew in Squadrons. We all get stomped on.
squashed. That's cocky Andy right there because he knows he can't fly with you. But anyway,
especially not right now.
No. There's an imperial
I'm like Randy Quaid in Independence Day. I'm pilot. I can fly.
He's the Ben
I can fly.
of our group.
Yeah, nice.
Hey,
Hey boys,
I'm
home.
All right, ARS. That was a great, obviously, topic of conversation. Do you have anything you want to add before we force? We'll leave you in because we're going to bring JD up here. We have two different points of view. You said something right as you came in that was shocking to me, and I want JD to counter because I think he'll have the counter, and that was Luke. But I really like seeing Ahsoka per your era. That's fine. So JD, how did you feel when you saw Luke tonight?
Yeah, I went back to being a pre-teenage kid.
Like ARS.
I mean, that's something I was going to bring up was that, with Star Wars, when I was a kid, growing up, I saw it and the emotions and everything that it affected me. And then throughout my life, I mean, now I'm in my mid 40s and this episode kind of sums it up. It went from me being a kid to being emotionally affected to being an older adult. And I'm still being affected by it. And that's what I love the most about Star Wars.
I love that. And I think that it's so cool how I feel like this episode is able to satisfy the cravings of any fan, male or female, of any age. And you can be, your entry can be the original trilogy, like maybe you and I. It can be the prequels, the sequels, the animation. But there is something that anyone can appreciate in this episode. I think it's so important that we take the time just to appreciate just that. We've talked about it once already tonight, but sometimes we can be overly critical. And today it seems like a day where we can all just kind of relish in the joy of being Star Wars fans. And we can just be like, wow, freaking Luke Skywalker rolled up, wrecked about 40 Dark Troopers, and brought R2 in to take baby Grogu. That sentence didn't exist 20 years ago, friends. And it exists now.
Yeah,
let's freaking go, baby.
Can you imagine? Hold on. Scotty, I'll give you your moment. Do George Lucas pitching that. So what we're gonna have here?
So we're gonna have here. Rick, you're gonna have to make this work. I don't know how you're gonna do it. And Rick's like, okay, I got it, okay. And George's like, give me a Diet Coke, Kathy. Oh, thank you. I think at one point.
All right, JD, what did you think of the part where? What did you think of the part? Was there a moment like we've already talked about Luke 100 times? So did you feel like the beginning of the episode? I'm Scotty. I love you.
Can we talk about the badass?
Actually, the perfect way to kick George out. Let's talk about the beginning. So we know about the nostalgic. JD, you look like you might be a guy that's around my age. Were you we knew we? I think we got our moment right there, and then but the beginning of this episode actually probably set up what's going to happen with the Mandalorian going forward. Do you have any predictions for how that's going to go?
What I wanted to say about that was it with the the shuttle in the very beginning and then seeing Luke at the end, and I got some very big Return of the Jedi vibes. That brought me back to that, which is, like I said before, the first movie that I saw in theaters. So I really got those vibes again, which made it so great. I honestly, I don't know if people have discussed this or not, but everybody's talking about, the drama between Bo-Katan and the Mando about, the dark saber. And I don't know if anybody's considered this part of it, but could there possibly be that she could win it by saving him from being killed from something?
Interesting. So
okay.
One of the things
I said this. Oh, go ahead.
No, Andy, go ahead.
Andy, go.
I was going to say that as much of crap that Bo was giving Din for his holding on to the old ways and being very ideological in his belief in what a Mandalorian truly is. Not that Din knew the difference, but showing him that we can take our helmets off. Like, come on, man. that she is so entrenched in her belief that there's only one way that the Darksaber can exchange in possession seems just like what she was hammering Din for, except now the shoe's on the other foot. So ideologically speaking, she's holding on to a very old, traditional, orthodox Mandalorian perspective that she was just pitching a bunch of crap to Din for. So it seems like there's a conflict within her now, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have given Din that hard time because now the shoe's on the other foot.
I don't think there's any conflict in her. In fact, here's my hot take. I said this, I might have even said it last year when the Black Darksaber showed up, that The Mandalorian is the show about the rightful ruler of Mandalore, and it's Din Djarin, and it's his journey to get it. And I feel like she become Bo-Katan, and think about that. That was kind of a cool arc opportunity to have her become the antagonist in season 3, 4, and 5, or whatever.
Ooh, I was thinking,
maybe.
I mean, because look, she it was great to see her in episode 3. Was it when she showed up? This episode, I wanted him to just finish her off, and she would have done it in that moment if Luke didn't show up. I think she would have tried anyway. So she's trying to get the Darksaber. She believes she's the heiress. She and Boba
The
calling
princess.
her princess was fan-freaking-tastic. I saw a meme which was it was the famous Carl Weathers and Sylvester Stallone arm handshake from Rocky, and it says they're bros because and one says Han and one says Boba Fett, using the word princess derogatory, and it's so true. And man, it really sets up this really unique situation. I don't disagree with you, Andy. I think part of this entire series has been about what you truly believe, and Star Wars works on so many different levels, right? It addresses really deep sort of topics. I mean, the sequel trilogy is about choosing the family you want to be a part of, and that's kind of what this is as well. Grogu wanted permission from Din to go with Luke, and he got it, and Din is making the decision as to what kind of Mandalorian he really wants to be. And frankly, Bo is just not a great person. I actually walked out of this season like I liked her in the other shows in Clone Wars and Rebels because she was kind of cool. I did not like her in this.
I would say, Pete, I would counter you with Bo is not a great person when it comes to the trajectory of the Mandalorian and the child.
Yeah,
and if you're looking at it from the Mandalorian and the child's perspective, you'd be like, oh yeah, Bo just keeps inserting her needs. But I think if this was called Bo-Katan, the story, then you would be like, oh my god, it'd be like, I don't know, I'm just making that. She's vigorous in her. She's vigorous in her. I keep saying vigorous. I'm done with that. She is adamant.
It's tremendous.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna be great again.
She's adamant in her. She's adamant in her quest for leadership. So if you were taking it from her perspective and riding her track down the trail, you would be like, yeah, Bo-Katan will do anything to get back and restore.
Right.
I think
the thing that you don't like about her is the thing that's going to make her a great leader.
Right.
Because in order to be that leader, you do kind of have to be willing to be an asshole.
But I think this is what's going to make Din a great leader is the fact that he is rooted in the old ways of Mandalore.
But it's the Aragorn. It's the Aragorn theory, is what that.
I mean,
is.
at the end of the day,
You're talking about Lord of the Rings. I don't want to be the king, but I'll be the king. I don't know that Din. I don't know that Din falls into that. He doesn't. He's so far removed. He has no bloodline that we know of. Anything that matters. I think that. I'm going to counter you to just because good freaking argument. Me and you head to head. Fletcher. I'm going to counter you and say, like, look, I think that Din doesn't give a damn about Mandalore as a whole. He cares about his sect. He cares about his group, but he doesn't care about Mandalore. And he already did it. I yield. He just like, here's the sword.
Yeah, but here's
I don't care.
I think
take it.
And we could go on. We could go on for 4 or 5 days about this, but the point here.
Oh, we will meet
Hey,
in
by the way,
middle
Sam Carey,
of the-
thanks for the
You
super chat.
meet in
Great
the
show,
middle of the
everybody.
continent and fight, Pete. No, I'm just kidding.
But-
All right,
but-
go on.
We've seen that when he finds that there's something worth fighting for, he does it. Right, he becomes that person. And look, the ongoing theme of this series and literally spoken out loud in the last several episodes has been, it doesn't matter, you always think you're right, whether you're Imperial or Rebel. And Bo-Katan, so Andy, when you were saying, or Josh, you were saying, if this was the Bo-Katan story, you would look at it, yes, but you would be faced with these arguments that we're having right now about, well, is she right or not? And I think that's what Star Wars does a great job of doing, is it tries to make you believe this is a black and white story. Literally, stormtroopers in white, Darth Vader in black, rebels are in their own suits,
dingy
gray,
right?
Gray.
And it allows you to think, yeah, it's good guys versus bad guys. But it's really not. It operates.
really isn't. That's a good point.
Real quick, Sam Carey, $2 super chat. Great show, everybody. I want to make sure that we give him a shout out because he gave a super chat. What I want to do. Josh, what's your next thing? Andy, don't die.
Hold on.
I would hate,
hold on.
that we argued in our last.
I have to leave.
Drink a beer.
Go save Andy.
No, two things real quick. That understand that in this show, we felt bad that there were millions of Empire people blown up on the Death Stars just for a moment. We had that twinge, like, oh yeah, there was a million, and to the galaxy's cheers, millions of people in the Empire died, which is kind of a sobering thought just for a moment. And we all cheered. We all cheered when the TIE fighters came in and picked off those pirates. And so
it's pretty awesome.
What we are doing now is we are humanizing the bad guys. We're humanizing the bad guys so that there actually are no bad guys. There's just perspectives.
Damn.
Right? Oh man. And then JD, one question for you here before we lose you. What was it like playing Captain Rex? And do you still have a scar on the side of your head?
Oh my god, Andy!
Andy, is that a bold joke?
No, Rex. No, this is Rex is my favorite. Ask Josh. Rex is my favorite.
It's a clone joke, JD. It's a clone joke.
Somebody told Lucasfilm I'm on board.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, we have to say thank you so much to our callers. Michael, look, I have to ask you directly, how did it feel to just come in and not get to talk? Anyway, JD, same question. So it's time for you guys to go, and we're so happy that you were here.
Love you guys.
We're gonna force push you out of here and away. I don't know, which one are you guys taking? I'll take. I got Michael. See ya. Boom.
I'll take Michael. Oh no, I missed it.
Force finger guns.
Oh, force finger.
Really quick, guys. This is completely off topic. But in honor of Jeremy Bullock, I found this. So I moved several months ago, and I just was able to pull this out. And so here is my. When I think of Jeremy Bullock, I'm going to think of this guy. This is Boba Fett. Flying out of the
Force Unleashed right there. Beautiful.
These are sweet pieces. If you can find them, you can go on Amazon right now and find a few of them around that $35 frame. And
don't tell
it's
me
a really
that.
good deal. No, they're Pete. Honest to God, they're really sweet. I'll tell you this one. The one that I really want that I can't find right now. There is an Asajj Ventress that is super dope. And there's also I think it's an episode 2 Anakin Skywalker in like a sprint with the saber activated. It's pretty badass. But Jeremy brought this character to life, and so this is original trilogy Boba. And so I'm gonna have this on my shelf for the rest of this year. Just kind of pay tribute to Jeremy and not just bring this character to life, but it means so much to me when actors and actresses stay involved in the fandom. And they give up their time to us fans.
To come to the damn cons with us idiots and let us line up and ask them the same damn question. These people are saints. Yeah. They're absolute saints. And by the way,
they're also making bank because of us nerds.
It does. They're making bank. I mean, they have to stay in at the Sheraton
That's
across
true.
the
That's
street.
true.
I mean, there's gunfire going on down.
That's very true.
It's not fun.
Very, very true.
All right, guys, I am on a time schedule myself. I hate to like hijack here, but we need to open some more gifts for the people.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Who should go?
All right.
Who hasn't gone yet?
I've not gone.
David has not gone. Pete has not gone. I have not gone. Andy has not gone. Freaking Jerry's. Everyone here has not gone. All right.
We had a plan.
Yeah. What was
We
it?
had a plan.
We forgot it.
Yeah.
So
All right. Here we go. Can we do? Let's do just a bing, 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 where we all open kind of together. David, you're first. Go. You have 10 seconds to get your gift open. Say your comment.
Who's your Secret Santa, David?
I think it's funny because we brought Michael on, and he didn't say jack shit, and he was on here for like 5.5 minutes, so I only get 10 seconds.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hey, you
All
know
right.
what? You're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. All right.
Hey man, you own the Beyond the Blast Doors name.
By the way, Jerry, you should be opening your gift right now just to get it prepped.
Oh,
I'm going to solo.
all right, Mr. Most.
Look, somebody's got to do. Is that
he's
an Allen?
like
He's using an Allen wrench. He's using an Allen wrench to
I don't have a
open this.
knife. I didn't plan this out very well. I had a pocket knife. I don't know where that went.
I've got close up on me here. Look, I brought this from work. This is a clever cutter.
Whoa. Okay.
So
It looks like a pickle.
Yeah,
yellow
You should
pickle.
eat that.
I thought it was.
Why not get a lower third? I mean, I want a close-up shot. It's whatever.
There you go.
Close up. You don't want to. You don't. We're done with lower thirds. We're like 7 hours into this show. There's no lower thirds.
This is longer than Potathon already.
We're not promoting anything.
Potathon.
That seems like forever ago, right?
You know what? While we wait here, you guys can pre-cut your boxes.
All right, here we go. Now we can come in. Here we go. I'm ready. I'm ready for you.
David. Go for
David. Boom. Let's see it. Speed round just means everyone get your crap ready because we're all going to open it together right now before we have our final guests.
Does this make like terrible TV wherever like we're all
And then we have
And our final guest, by the way, has been in the chat for 17 hours and he's already left. Yeah, like he's in the room. I think he's going pee.
So,
Oh,
David, who's your Secret Santa?
I have no idea.
I'm guessing it's got it.
Come on now. Don't even act like that.
I just made the biggest mess. There's all these like styrofoam.
Who cares?
thank you.
So I got.
What do you got? I see
I know what
Jedi.
it
A
is.
Return of the Jedi I'm gonna get in the light. Hand painted mug. This is this one guy. Who is this character?
It's
Klaatu.
Klaatu.
It looks like Return of the
That's a Sigma
Planet of the
mug,
Apes.
man.
That
Closer.
is closer. Oh well, it's. I mean, that's
Take
how
it
I
out.
I see. You got a lighting
Take it
issue.
out.
take it out.
Take it out.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm excited. Can I pour my beer into this?
I want to
Take
see
it
your
out.
Klaatu. I want to see your Klaatu.
I mean, take it out.
Clatoonian. Sam Carey's got it.
There it is.
Yeah, I couldn't see it yet. Sam saw it before I did.
Klaatu Barada Nikto.
Is he about to? Doesn't even watch it. Hell yeah, dude.
That thing's been in that case for so long, you're going to get bird flu.
That's circa 1985, 1986.
Oh, man.
But never mind. I don't want to talk about that.
It tastes like asbestos.
Go. And lead.
David, what is
Andy, what's the sticker price on that?
You can see the sticker price on it. It's still on there.
$1.98, boy.
$1.98.
Oh, that's great.
Scotty, I'm gonna think of this a lot, buddy.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
All right, Jerry, are you ready, buddy? I don't know.
All right, I'm ready. And see, now mine was already revealed, my Santa, because it says which Santa it's from on the box. So should I just reveal now?
Sure. Well, give us a present.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I got to see first. Here. Okay.
You can give us a present and you say, thank you, Grandma, after you're done. That's how you do it.
Oh, yeah. This is
Gary,
darn,
Gary,
I got the wrong
you're-
package.
Gary, your sign is backwards. It says TBDB.
That's all right. It's for our dyslexic folks.
Be determined, brother.
I'm in Mirror World right now. Yes. We're good. We're good. I just now realized that. Yeah. Thank you, Epoch Cam.
Okay.
We have Mando and the child. We got a little bit too much glare on it there for a second. Hold on. There we go. Look at that.
Right
See
there.
these flying on the jetpack. Look at that.
Nice.
Honestly, my first pop.
Whoa!
This
Wow.
is you
I
guys
never
are
knew
witnessing.
that.
You popped my chair. Never mind. I'm not gonna say. No.
Somebody sent you cocaine in the mail?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
No, not a bump.
Awesome.
Or like, no.
So wait, who is your Secret Santa?
Well, I told him to wait till afterwards.
Sorry, I didn't know it was
Christmas.
There's more.
Long.
Wow, your first.
There is more. Oh, holy crap. This is the coolest thing. Check this out, man. Jabba the Hutt, Slave Leia, and wait a second. Okay, so I was like the metal bikini for a second made it look like the Gamorrean was feeling her up. I was like, what the hell, Burger King?
Is Bib on there? How skinny is he?
Bib is, oh my gosh.
I don't want to fat shame him. But
We've got no. Max Rebo.
There he is.
Cy Snoodles and the man Droopy McCool. So right there.
But no Bib?
Mr. Mushroom Head himself.
No Bib.
No Bib.
Oh, he's in the back eating.
No, I mean we've got Sally B. Crumb.
Here we go. That's my best.
Andy, Dude, look at us. What is happening?
Look at this.
You guys.
You see, there's Bib. There's his shadowy figure in the background.
Dude. Apprentice Ewok slip fast before and after picks a Bib. Yes, that's what we want.
I still love the Bib too much tuna. Am I right?
Yeah, it's Big Morguda.
I went Bib more tuna, but I guess that's so outdated. That all right. That was so this morning.
I'm literally that. I've watched through this episode that we've been talking about 3 times, and it is literally at the Bib Fortuna part right now. But
he catches McClunky this time.
I love when
I caught it every time.
Amazing.
Here it is, Andy, right there. Bib has been on cheeseburgers and could have avoided becoming a sloppy lump if he'd only become a BTBD. There you go.
I'm screenshotting
for
that
the win
right now.
Frammy for the win. Do not become a Bib Fortuna. Take your cheeseburger money and become a patron of the Beyond the Blast Network.
Would you guys like to know? Would you guys like to know who my Secret Santa is?
We would.
Yeah, but first I'm gonna put this up at the $5 level.
We can let us be your Secret Santa for $5 at least.
We have to switch Krennic out with Bib. That's what we have to do.
Oh, Pete, what do you think of that?
Oh my God!
I'm a fan of Krennic.
Do you think that it is a little ironic that a character that was named Bib is now huge and probably did eat a ton of cheeseburgers?
No, not at all. I mean, he needed a Bib now. Yeah, we could.
That's
all right, hold on. Alex Crump has a question.
That's one of my students. Okay, Alex.
Baby back Bib.
Then you should probably take this, and we should watch our mouths.
Was it just me, or did Luke Skywalker look a little green screen?
These kids with their eyes these days.
Man,
these ones are young too.
He was actually 100% green screen.
That is a good.
That
question,
was actually Scotty in like his green screen morph suit with little tennis balls all over him for the reference. Anyway,
David blue screen.
Blue screen, whatever.
All right. Well, Jerry, how do you feel about your gifts?
It's pretty great.
Who gave you the gifts?
Well, I have to give a big thank you to Drunk Andy. Santa Lemire. I believe Santa Lemire gave them to me, but Drunk Andy, tell Santa Lemire I said thanks. This is This is seriously amazing. I freaking love like this. I've got one upstairs right now. That's like the Palpatine and the Imperial dignitaries, whoever they are. And
hold on,
I love it.
David, who was your Secret Santa then?
Scotty freaking brought it.
Scotty got it. Okay, I actually was giving credit to Andy.
Tomorrow we're getting a text from David tomorrow that says I'm in the hospital.
Okay, we gotta.
I have some sort of bizarre.
They say
I have to leave. I have to leave so I can walk straight to another event. So can I open my gift?
Yes, you are next.
Because
go
funny
for
story.
it. Go
funny
for
story.
it.
Yeah, I can't
Did
wait.
you pre-cut it, you loser?
I did, loser.
Oh.
Double.
It's not for me.
My gift.
This showed up. Immediately thought it was for. Never mind. We didn't know. We get like 17 packages a day, so I'm like, I don't know who's it. It's another Christmas gift. My wife's like, I don't know. It's got your name on it. And I'm like, well, then I'll put it because I didn't order anything in the tube. And then she opened it and was like, I don't know what's in there. I don't know what the hell this is. I said, oh wait.
That's my flashlight.
It could be my Secret Santa. So I actually have zero idea who's this from. This is a real Secret Santa gift. Here it comes.
No one heard Pete.
And put it up large. Yeah,
I heard it, but I'm interested.
Scotty, by the way, I really appreciate my gift. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, dude.
All right, here we go,
David.
Here we go. Everyone who's hung in
Big
with
reveal.
us in the chat, you guys are champions. You're my best friends. And it's some sort of poster. I'm gonna get rid of the unnecessary.
Enough of a Twi'lek. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, are you ready?
Boobs.
Oh, I think I know who my Secret Santa is.
Oh no.
Look at this masterpiece.
That's amazing. Who was your
Carabast?
Look at this masterpiece. It's the most horrific thing I've ever seen, and I can't wait to hang it up.
That's bounty hunting. That is bounty hunting. That is bounty hunting right there.
That is so good.
It's the guy from Rogue
At
One.
the end of a dock. I don't know what this means. I mean,
It's the Rogue
go
One
ahead,
guy.
Secret Santa, my best friend. This is the greatest. Oh, wait, I think I'm holding it the wrong way because all the words were here. It's supposed to be like this, which makes it even more horrific.
Doesn't even make any sense anymore.
Is that like abstract art?
Who's it from?
Who's it from?
All
I don't
right.
know.
All
Yeah!
right.
Yes!
All right.
Yes! I
Yes!
knew my man Jerry
Yes!
got me this masterpiece. Look at
That is a reproduction of the classic painting, The Scream. Okay,
Yes.
there are many Star Wars versions, but
Edvard
none of them, dare I say again, none of them were Josh Most material. But
Yes!
this, sir, was Josh Most approved material.
Fantastic.
I'm telling you, I wanted to get you a frame for it to go in.
No.
Gosh dang
no.
it. Gosh dang it! Amazon just likes to charge $500 for any poster frame.
No frame necessary. I believe I have one already.
It's
But
nice.
Let me tell you
It smells good. Does it smell good? It's supposed to be canvas.
Edvard
that's what I'm trying to
Munch
say.
would be
This is-
proud.
This is canvas. Listen to that.
I was gonna say it's supposed to be canvas. It was. That is
Jerry.
That is quality material, my friend. Quality.
The Scream at Jeddah.
The Scream at Jeddah, and also again. So that is. I'm trying to remember that. I know that dude's name. I'll text it to you later. I forgot about it. Pow. It is Pow. It's something really a lot longer.
How Doc Draba Talk Seb Dereki Nick Linky T and
Pow for short.
Right.
It's like if you just kept going with pie.
Wait a second. Wait. Let's do this. Sam, send your address to beyondtheblastdoors at gmail.com.
Josh already has it.
Okay, good. He gets the first Christmas gift, which is this Mandalorian pop.
Nice work.
2.5 hours in, first Christmas gift. Woo!
You're the one giving. You're going to be the only one giving Sam's gifts. He lives in Pennsylvania. The shipping is ridiculous.
I'll just drop it off.
I'm just
Pete,
you might as well.
Pete, is that
Sam? I just outed you.
Is that the no stripe version or the two stripe Mandalorian?
The two stripe.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Yep. Jerry, look at me in the eyes.
Yes, sir. I'm going to look you right in the sunglasses.
Yeah, I love you. This is an excellent gift, and I can't wait to frame it and hang it up on my wall. It'll probably go right behind me. That's beautiful.
I love you too, buddy. In fact, I knew as soon as I got you, I was like, "Oh, I got to find him something like some weird freaking art."
It's like real canvas.
If you notice that, like the back is like the explosion. It's after the Death Star hits Jeddah, right? That's what it's the explosion.
No, I know that screaming person or thing is about to die.
He's about to die. That's why it's called the Scream. But
Yeah,
it's anytime, my man, anytime.
And that's why I love it so much, is because
Yes.
it's the moments before that you always remember.
I couldn't get you the mother and child. So,
pardon me.
We've had two
All
really.
right, we have one. We have one final
Andy?
patient, super patient caller who might as well just come in here and go down with us. So
Run the
let's
show.
bring in Paul's Collectibles. Paul.
With a
the patience of a saint.
Oh my God, that shelf in the background with the light.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't,
I don't know why I'm.
Josh, I
there
want
we go.
to. Josh, I don't want to see you. I want to see
Paul.
that.
There it is. Look at that, beautiful.
Look at those trooper kits.
Paul,
Now, if we recall,
Paul,
Pete, we had
out of the
Paul
way.
on-
You have a
No,
lot
yeah.
of.
Pete, do you recall we had Paul on the show, and
Yes.
he's like, "I'm so sorry, I'm in my living room or wherever the hell he was."
Yes,
and
he
and
said
this
it,
turns
right.
out I know why he was apologizing, because he's got a room where he lights up awesome helmets and he crotch lights a freaking stormtrooper.
I love it.
Hey man, that cod piece is that's a nice cod piece.
You gotta
It
focus
should,
on the card.
it should just be flat. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a reference to why other pieces might have boob room. But anyway, there you
Hey,
go.
Paul, I want to know what's your take on these stormtroopers, man? Because we killed like 37 in this episode. They don't seem to put up much of a fight.
Okay, yeah. So the disappointing thing is this season they've just kind of turned the stormtroopers into cannon fodder, even worse than they already have. So I'll answer your question, but the most important thing, and the reason why I'm here tonight, I wasn't actually going to be here, but I got home a little earlier than I thought. And just so you know, apparently this is drunk on Behind the Blastos Network night. Good God, you guys. I don't have anything relevant to say anymore. But the most important thing is I'm here to just let Josh know that he was wrong. I got the closure that I wanted on Baby Yoda and a tension underneath, and he said it was going to be an Empire Strikes Back kind of closure, and I was so excited that he was wrong. And that's the only reason I'm here.
All right, Paul, thanks for joining us. You and your cod piece can take a hike. No, I'm joking.
No, I don't mean any offense. I was just like, I told you guys last time, my wife was going to be like doing compressions if they like did some crazy stuff this time, but they hooked a brother up. And that was the great thing about this episode is here comes Luke. They did him well. And they closed it up for us, but there's still that underlying tension between Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian. And by the way, did you guys notice? Somehow or another, they all got off of that ship, or at least some of them, because Fennec Shand is in the after credits.
You're
so
right.
something's going on. Am I right, guys?
That's a good call. That's a good take right there. That's right. Fennec Shand makes it off. Boba comes back. He doesn't just blast off a ditch. He comes back. He's like, "I'll finally pick you up. Just her." But yeah.
Oh, it'll leave his girl.
Paul, I love the take. I appreciate being wrong. I appreciate being called out, especially with such a great background.
Look at those. I'm just still staring at those helmets. Are
you staring
There's
a little more to the
every-
left, Pete? Come on. Pete,
There's every era back there. That is
Pete
fantastic.
said I couldn't come back on unless I had the collectibles in the background. So I know to come correct.
Beautiful.
I listen to you guys. I listen.
Beautiful. That's
Paul,
beautiful.
where do you get your helmets from?
Yeah.
So it's really quick. It's a bunch of different places. There's a few Black Series. There's a few in Novos. I know. And then there's some third-party people that you get off of Facebook. That's where I get them. And there's a bunch more that you don't see in those shelves. I'm trying to get some more shelves for.
They look so cool. I love them.
Oh man.
Paul, next
Thank
time
you.
you
I
come
appreciate
on,
that.
Next time you come on, you should actually be cradling all the helmets that we don't see right now in your arms while you talk. Okay,
You guys will be too drunk to remember it anyway.
It's on YouTube. We can watch it.
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
only
okay.
Andy. It's only Andy.
Not judging, by the way. Not judging.
Cheers, sir.
Oh, Paul, you're
How
a fan.
have you, man?
Go ahead.
Felt
God, he's
about
got
all the helmets we've gotten this season with Bo-Katan to Mandos to obviously Boba Fett's refurbished.
You're talking about those helmets we've seen.
Oh,
Yeah.
The helmets,
Season
yeah.
alone. What do you think of him, bud?
Daddy's got that credit card ready. I need me a mortar trooper. I need some Mandos. I need By the way, I talked about this last time. The vintage collection. Come on, bros. Let's bring the gang. Daddy's got their credit card. Let's burn that dad.
There we go. You know that the mortar
Too soon? Probably too soon. Okay.
The mortar trooper is going to come right away because they'll just paint him yellow, right? They'll take.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'll get that next week. Just stand by, and I'll come back with that in the background. You guys can make fun of me again.
I love your Scarif trooper back there.
I just love the crotch
thank you.
Paul, I can't get over the crotch light. I want more of it. I want all of it. I mean, hold on. If I could actually, thank you. Move aside. Oh, there's some more helmets.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, those are fantastic.
Merry Christmas, mother truckers.
all right. Paul officially blasts in with his cod pieces and his beautiful displays behind him. I love you, Paul. I love you with your takes. That was a great take. We had a take we didn't have. Fennec Shan makes the throne room, which means she makes it off the light cruiser. Paul, do you have anything to add except for everything? Because you're everything right now.
No, really quick. I don't think I'll see you guys again before the holidays because everybody's so busy. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all you guys. This is one of 2 or 3 podcasts I watch, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Paul.
Thank you.
We love you, man. You were in the background waiting for so long. So I'm going to give you a full screen force push because my man. Everybody, pretend you're pushing on the cod piece of that trooper with all of the gentleness that you have. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1.
Whoa!
Hey! Oh, speaking of cod pieces, Jerry, what's going on?
Does this mean that I was thinking really hard about the cod piece? Is that what it is?
You forced not too hard, bro. You never do that.
No!
That's funny.
All right, who else has got gifts? I
got one, and Andy's got one.
All right, let's go. Yeah. Let's get to them right now. Andy, you're gifting up, or Pete? We're going Pete first.
I'll go.
Pete, you're in the gift box.
I know my Secret Santa is Arzu because it came from the Canadian Post, and
it's wrapped very nicely.
It's wrapped nicely. There's clearly a feminine touch to this gift. It might be a candle.
I hope it's a naked Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
I hope it's
Ben Swallow. It's got to be a Ben Swallow stress doll.
Okay, no, Arzu has been watching the show and paying attention, which is not surprising because she's amazing. This is from William Sonoma. It is Ice Cube molds, Stormtrooper Ice Cube molds. For my whiskey. Yeah, this is perfect. Arzu, I know you're sleeping deeply right this moment. Thank you so much. This is perfect.
That's badass.
Dude, those are sweet. I got the Death Star.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, I have Darth Vader ones, and this will go perfectly with them. So
Arzu, that's such a good gift. Great job, Arzu. That's
very
fantastic.
Thoughtful. We need more women in the network who just understand us.
No. By the way, an impossibility, but no, we don't.
Right. We've got all the women.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Don't want my wife you don't want her here, and you don't want your wife.
No, definitely not.
You probably want Andy's wife.
My wife doesn't want me here, so that's cool.
No, I'm just saying she can deal with the Star Wars, Andy. Sorry, bro. All right. Andy's left. Speaking of
miracle,
my wife's got a Star Wars tattoo. How about you guys?
I know that's what I meant,
dude. I like your wife's tattoo.
It is
wow.
It's pretty badass.
Wait, what?
My wife has an Andy
bearing the lead here.
I'm serious when I say this. I don't know why she got the Bombad cast tattoo. I thought that was odd.
And specifically, just Scotty's face. Weird.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it's like the Steve-O tattoo.
Like right there.
Okay, so I really hope
myself from saying so many horrible things right this moment.
I know. I really
we still need viewers after this guy.
Andy's talking.
Okay, I really hope this is the gift because
oh god,
it came from a place in Maryland, and none of you guys are from Maryland, and I don't remember purchasing anything.
It's crabs.
But I've already opened it.
All right.
And this is from somebody who has been paying attention. So I hope it's one of you guys, or maybe Shannon or Arzu, or they just ordered it from. I guess it can't be. I haven't been. It's not Arzu.
Bought
I
it
know that.
drunkenly.
Get to it.
It is one of my favorite Star Wars Tartakovsky.
Mace lives, Mace lives, Mace lives.
That is epic. That's
This
amazing.
is so good. I have no idea who it's from, but thank you very much.
It's from me, Andy. It's from me.
Pete.
It's not really. It's not
You
really.
nailed
It's not
it.
really. It's no.
You
I'm not that
absolutely.
good.
Of all the people I
nailed it.
thought had crabs,
It was not me.
It's me.
Yay! That's the guy.
You know what?
Yeah,
So
the Windu Bros.
If I would have had to guess, I would have guessed David, because I know that you like the Tartakovsky Clone Wars as well. But thank you. I really, really love this. And I don't, for some reason, I don't have any of these, and I need to.
They're
so
amazing.
you are inspiring me here.
Hey, I want to
kidding
say
me.
I love them, and here's the thing, Andy. It's maybe my favorite Star Wars of all time. Really, I love this when it came out on Cartoon Network originally. You and I bonded over the last year and a half or so. When I came across this figure, I knew that it was about a spike, and it did. I don't know if it's like the finest piece in your collection, but it is a nice piece, and I'm so glad that you have it, because Mace in that series is so badass.
I'm
Season
taking
1,
it out.
You are? I would
You're
be
taking
offended
it
if you
out.
didn't.
You got to play with it.
100%. 100% taking it out and playing with it.
Nice. Hey, let's
Not
thank
and the Mace.
Apprentice Ewok, our boy Brandon, $5.
Oh man.
Thank you to the whole BTBD family for helping us through 2020. I agree, and thank you in
Amen.
the chat for helping us through 2020. For God's sakes, happy
Yes.
holidays to you all, and may the force be with you always. Thank you so much. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. Guys,
We got two callers. We got two callers left.
we have two callers. We have another one pop in. Oh man.
We got Gallanorian, we got Tacoma Comics on the line.
Oh, gotta
And
bring in Seth.
my battery is flashing, so we should bring them
Mine
both
is
in
too,
real
so
quick.
we are close. We'll bring them both in. Boom, Gallanorian's in. There's Tacoma
Woo!
Comics. Hello.
Seth.
We got somebody.
Hey.
We got Rockstar in the background.
Whoa!
Tacoma Comics.
Tacoma
is not
Comics does
fully
not
there.
know he's in yet.
Tacoma Comics.
Wake him up.
Wake him up.
I just in. I heard Tacoma Comics.
Saber's here. Saber's here. What's happening?
How you doing? Got my friends here.
Oh, we're going back and forth. Oh, we have a lot of producers.
Oh, nice.
I was using these with my students today because we were talking about engineering mechanisms and how the little thing in the back of the neck is called the piece pusher. It's what pushes the candy out. So I got to bring Ahsoka and Boba into class today. It's pretty cool.
Fantastic.
I want you as my teacher because of that voice alone.
What do you
Listen,
Free
you gotta-
Pez.
If you want to push something out, you got to have a lever. And if you want a lever, you got to pull the head back.
There you go. There you
Figure
go.
it out. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much.
My,
All right. Well, this
my
is
glass
fun.
is empty, but I've been with you guys all night. And my
I love
mind,
this guy.
I don't even have words to speak on saying things about what just happened this evening. Amazing it was.
Yoda.
Yeah, not even trying. Help me. Like, do we know is Book of Boba Fett Mandalorian season 3, or is it separate show?
No.
I think it's two separate Christmas gifts next
Are we
year.
sure?
Oh my
Are
goodness.
we
We're
speculating?
positive. That artist that does concept art confirmed it. He said, indeed, it is two different shows.
Okay,
So-
because now we have a place for Sabine to show up and tell Bo to get off her high horse and stop acting like such a D,
Oh,
right?
I like
and Grogu's story can continue 5 years from now. He's going to go hang out with Luke, and hopefully Luke won't screw it up. And now Boba Fett's going to become a crime lord. I mean, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing.
Everything we've ever wanted. Yeah.
It's
Pretty
perfect.
much in 46 minutes.
Yeah. It's wild.
Josh, have you had a chance to share in the evening your idea that Grogu might be stunted because he's been in stasis?
I did.
Okay.
I shared it this morning. Or when did I share it? Today?
You shared it this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just my quick theory is that he might have been in stasis even because we know he's 50 years old or whatever per the puck in the first episode, but I was just kind of thrown out. Maybe he was in carbonite, maybe he was in stasis. His little pram might have been his storage facility. So that was my whole thing, is like, if he leaves for 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 years, we're going to see an advancement in his physiology, meaning a drastic advancement. So I don't know. That was just my theory. I won't go too much more because I want to get somebody that actually knows what they're talking about. Gallinorian Saber. What's up?
No.
Oh, nice joke there, man. No.
Yeah. Did you like how I flipped myself back? Yeah, perfect.
Hands off.
How much fire was this episode? I mean, it was simply fantastic.
Incredible.
Mandalorian, it always delivers. This year, I've never stayed up till 2 a.m. to watch a new episode of any series, but I've done it for all episodes, and I've never been disappointed. We have these. We know that Star Wars is it's a fictional story, but yet it's something that has a lot of meaning. Especially to people that follow as close as us. I mean, there's a sense of emotional, weight and attachment that we have with these characters that it inspires us and means a lot to us. And I think one of the greatest compliments that you can give to an artist, and which I think this is art, is that if something that they craft, something that they make, brings someone to tears, brings them to cry over it. And after I watched that episode, I got on Twitter, and there were so many people that were just letting out their emotion and saying they cried and they wept when they watched that episode because it meant so much to them. And so they've really created something that's so special, to us. And I'm really glad that we can look forward to what they have in the future.
I love that.
Honestly, there's no better comment to bring us close to the end of the show than that. I mean, that was perfect, man. I'm glad we gave you an hour and a half to sit there and think.
4-minute soliloquy. That was awesome. Did everyone open their gifts? I mean, we got to thank Tacoma Comics. I mean, look at this guy's necklace. This guy's joining us in festive mood. And Gallinorian Saber, you just said it. Like, we're all happy right now. Just don't forget that tomorrow and the next day and a few days after that. Like, this is a moment. I put a tweet out. I don't tweet. Andy's a tweeter. He's a tweet master. Okay? I don't tweet.
Can we get that framed? Can we get your tweet framed?
I don't even twit. I just put one out today, and I was like, is there anything happier than how you feel after maybe a drink or two and watching the return of Luke Skywalker 17 times? Like, I've just watched it over and over. Like,
way to tweet a spoiler, you jerk.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
2 hours and 41 minutes, and we're like, oh, by the way, spoiler.
By the way, in 3 or 4 days, you're going to be mad at something. You're going to be grumpy over a stupid thing. In this moment right here, you're at like this point in your life that doesn't happen very often. This is a peak. If you had a little wavelength, this is a peak. So take it home, sleep on it tonight with your little fuzzy mind. Take Gallinorian Saber's comment of like this, he stayed up all night. I've got comments in the chat that are like, I'm on 20 hours, I'm about to go down.
22.
This is where we're at. You have to enjoy this right now.
Whenever you guys are ready, I have the closing comment.
Okay,
Perfect.
We are ready because I thought I was doing it.
Yep.
Okay. I am going to quote the late and great Jim Valvano. To me, there are 3 things everyone should do every day. Number 1 is laugh. Number 2 is think. Spend some time in thought. Number 3, you should have your emotions move you to tears. If you laugh, think, and cry, that's a heck of a day. And I think, to put a button on everything that we've done and gone through today, The Mandalorian, Star Wars has done that for us. And it has been a hell of a day.
Man.
Thank you. Hear to that, man. Hear to that.
Done, dude.
Play the Rocky music.
Get us the hell out of here, David.
Big thanks to everyone on this live stream. Big thanks to everyone who joined us today. 46 likes on the live stream. We've had a hell of a lot of fun with you. And our Star Wars conversation continues. New episode of Bombad Cast tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central. That's 12 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 a.m. PT. Jesus. Let's
hit that bell. Hit that bell.
Mace
You'll know.
lives.
You'll know.
Ring the bell. You'll know. That's right.
Hey, guys.
Mace lives.
Star Wars is fun.
Woo!
I am Bo-Katan, Clan Kryze. I was born on Mandalore and fought in the purge. I am the last of my line.